Look at these niggas with attitudes. Look at these niggas with attitudes. I started this gangsta shit, and this the motherfucking things I get. I started this gangsta shit, and this the motherfucking things I get. The motherfucking world is a ghetto, full of magazines, full clips, and heavy metal when the smoke settles. I'm just looking for a big yellow. It's 6-inch stilettos, Dr. Dre. Percolating, keep 'em waiting while you sitting there hating. Your bitch is hyperventilating, hoping that we penetrating. You get snating, cause I never been to Satan. For hardcore administrating, gangs ain't affiliating. MC Winner had you wildin' off a zone in a whole half a gallon. Hit the dialing, 911 emergency. You can tell him it's my son, he's hurting and he's a felon. On parole for robbery, ain't no copping a plea, ain't no stopping the G. I'm in the section, got to hop in the 3. Company monopoly, you handle shit sloppily. I drop a key properly. They call me the Don Dada, pop a collar, drop a dollar. If you hear me, you can holler, even rock wallers. Follow the Impala, wanna talk about this concrete nigga? I'm a scholar, the incredible, heterosexual, credible, beggar hoe, let it go. Dick ain't edible, nigga ain't federal. I plan shit while you handpick motherfuckers giving up transcripts. I started this gangsta shit, and this the motherfucking things I get. I started this gangsta shit, and this the motherfucking things I get. I started this gangsta shit, and this the motherfucking things I get. I started this gangsta shit, and this the motherfucking things I get. Till it blows up your spot. Take your notebook, your bitch, and your Glock. This motherfucker thought the Tucci had a padlock. You slapped her ass, that's alarming, cause you on my worm like Coleman. We chin check niggas, them dead check niggas. Run trains, don't go diggers. Beware these faux niggas. Scare motherfuckers like Stephen King flicks. Making niggas glitter boom like a tight BND. Niggas taking to none shit, nigga like quick. So when I bomb first, nigga, who you rolling with? Fuck that ice on your wrist. Fuck your fine ass bitch, cause you can lose it in a tussle. Nigga, watch me hustle. Watch niggas kiss my ass without flexing a muscle. Bitches all in the back, their knees waiting to buckle. Same time, same channel, don't change the down. Niggas for life, fucking the white, these niggas fine. Started this gangsta shit, and this the motherfucking things I get. I started this gangsta shit, and this the motherfucking things I get. I started this gangsta shit, and this the motherfucking things I get. I started this gangsta shit, and this the motherfucking things I get.
Hey everyone, how you doing? Yeah, it's good to be here. Welcome to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. You're listening to Ethan Van Sciver. It's nice to have you. Yeah. It's ComicsGate Live, kids. What's going on? Yeah. It's good to be here. It's good to be here with Mike S. Miller. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing well. How about yourself, buddy? Can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
What the heck? Can you
hear me, Mike? I think Mike's muted.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
That is not gangster. Hey, guys.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, hi. How you doing?
Can you hear me?
Hello, hello, hello. Tech problems? We hear Mike, but you don't hear me? That is odd. That is definitely odd. Hello, hello, hello.
Can you hear
hello?
me? I have tracking on mine.
Hello.
I'm going to back out. Oh, they can hear me.
Oh, wait a second. I know. Hello. And hello one more time. You can hear me both? You hear me, but you don't hear Mike. No, you hear both of us. I just don't hear Mike. Okay.
And I can hear.
Let me run this by and see how this goes. Mike. Mute Mike, and then unmute Mike, and we'll see how that goes. Sometimes we have technical difficulties around here.
Can you hear me now?
Let's see. Yeah. No, Mike, it's probably not your fault. It's probably my fault. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, Mike dropped out. Well, you can hear me. I can't even hear me. I can't hear me through my headphones, which is weird. Hello, hello.
Test.
Oh, now I got it.
You got
Okay.
me?
Yeah.
All right. That was weird. I could hear you,
Yeah. I couldn't hear you. All right, guys. Hello.
but the chat could hear me, but they couldn't hear you.
No. They could hear me. I'm the only one who couldn't hear. I couldn't hear myself, and I couldn't hear you.
Okay.
And that's because somebody, I guess, a small child, crept into my room and pressed the mute button on my computer. So I was like, why can't I hear nothing? Who knows?
All righty then.
It's good. It's good to be here. Hello, everyone. We'll do it live. It's Comic Artist Pro Secrets, ComicsGate live, and when you're live, bad stuff can happen.
Always.
Mike, how you doing? What are you working on tonight?
I'm working on next Clash of Kings cover.
Oh, that looks nice.
I'm trying to get this done so I can continue working on page 27 of Lone Star, Art of the Hero. Still for sale on LoneStarComic.com.
Well, that's correct. I mean, Lone Star is doing pretty well at this point.
Yeah.
Very, very well. We had another Indiegogo launch today.
Yes. Graveyard Shift. Looking good. Man, that how long? It was like minutes before they were funded, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. But you know what? I mean, to be fair, John Malin was asking for like $5,000, and I was like, "What?"
I think is that right? 5,000? Jeez.
Yeah, I think that's all he was asking for.
I think that's because he is already done with it. So he
it's already finished.
He just figured, you know what? It's in the can. Anything after this is gravy, anyways. So.
Oh, that's kind of nice. That's convenient. I like that idea.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put it. You kind of wish you were done, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of wish I was done too. I got a long ways to go. All right, save changes. So we just put Lone Star Heart of the Hero in the chat or in the description. So if you want to take a look at that, that is there. I was just upstairs with the missus watching old game shows from 1983. Yeah, I was watching Supermarket
Joker. You watch that one?
What is it called? What?
Joker's Wild.
Joker's Wild. Yeah, well, no, not Joker's Wild though. I watched the one with the whammies. Go whammy, like no whammies. You know, all of those people. I swear to God, it's from like 1981, and everybody looks like an extra out of Saturday Night Fever, and they're super greedy on that show. Press Your Luck. They're super greedy. They have no compassion for one another. They really. Like what they get upset when someone else does well. Like on every other game show, you get you hug your opponent and you kind of good luck and you shake their hands. On that show, people are vicious, and I don't know if they tell them to be that way. I mean, this was before. Well, it was right at the dawn of the era of Reagan. But my God, I mean, the other thing I had to tell Andrea was I was just like, the shiny red lips of women back then. The shiny red lips. Have you noticed that? In the like 1978 through like 1981, women wore bright like red lipstick that always looks super wet. And
I do remember that.
You do, because you've seen sorry chat, you've seen pornography from that era, and it was all about like shiny wet lips on women. Well,
you can watch a lot of movies from that era too. But you know what it is? I think if I can make this connection, this correlation, it was the beginning of the Reagan era. The tax cuts hadn't cut in yet, and we were still in a Carter mindset, and everyone was miserable and desperate, and it was sort of like coming out of the Obama years, and so they were desperate, and so they didn't have that kind of 4 years of Reaganomics where everything was hunky dory and everybody was generous and loving. No, they were at each other's throats trying to survive.
Yes, indeed, and that is going to happen to Hollywood pretty soon too, because I was talking about this morning. We're watching this story very carefully. This is an amazing story. Even still, after I tell you this, it seems that Billionaire Boys Club, Kevin Spacey's new film, has still performed better than Soy a Soy War Story. But it earned, of course, $126 on opening day. That is how much it brought in.
So that was legit. I thought someone meant like 126,000, but you're
No.
seriously $126.
$126.
Oh my goodness.
To date, I want to be honest about this. I want to get all the figures correct. It is projected to earn. They were hoping it would earn $700 by the end of the weekend, and it didn't really do that. It didn't hit the $700 mark. It earned, I think, 618. I'm sorry, I overstated it. So it earned $618 at the box office. Absolutely amazing. New Kevin Spacey movie. Kevin Spacey movie opened in theaters over the weekend, and it opened with a painful thud. I would call it that, yes. Billionaire Boys Club quietly snuck its way into several theaters over the weekend and earned just $618 worldwide. $618 from Friday to Sunday. So that makes it far and away the lowest opening of Kevin Spacey's career, which is reassuring to him, I think.
But you know what? They did get all of the NAMBLA viewers.
Did they? I don't think they did. I think there are even more NAMBLA viewers than Billionaire Boys Club. I think NAMBLA viewers actually stayed home. $618. So they were hoping, Billionaire Boys Club was going to be a big hit, but apparently not. The movie rolled out 11 theaters across the United States and San Francisco Bay. You might as well try San Francisco. You know what I mean? Might as well try it. Yeah, like anything goes in San Francisco. Phoenix, not so much. Detroit, Minneapolis, St. Paul, New Orleans, Hartford, Miami, Los Angeles, Chicago, Cleveland, and of course Sarasota. Have you ever been to Sarasota?
Sarasota, Florida. No, I have not.
Okay. The movie, which is based on real-life events that occurred in the 1980s and centers on a group of wealthy boys in Los Angeles who establish a get-rich-quick scam that quickly turns deadly, averaged a measly $56 per location.
Yeah, wasn't Rob Lowe in the original?
It sounds like it. That sounds familiar. The title sounds weird to me. The title sounds like something that I have heard
made
before.
In the 80s. There was one in the 80s.
Custom Songmaker, thanks for $5. Studies show women spend more on their looks when the economy is down because their main hope is marrying well. Carter Years, Russian now, lots of lipstick. Okay, interesting. Trying to attract men. Well, that explains Lena Dunham today. We're in boom times, ladies and gentlemen. Absolute boom times. De-evolution. I mean, what might explain Lena Dunham?
What might explain Lena Dunham is I was just watching a video by Paul Joseph Watson and Stefan Molyneux, and they were talking about the dumbing down of artwork, and and architecture, and it I was thinking about the Cal Arts thing, and how what they want to do is tear down beauty and talent, and they want to tear down anything that elevates certain people above others. So that what they do is they create crap and try to convince the rest of us that crap is what we want, and that sort of explains Lena Dunham.
Is that true? Are people trying to con us into thinking that crap is what we want?
Yep.
Very interesting. That's going on all over the place, isn't it?
It is. It is.
That's going on in EA Games. That's going on Marvel Comics. That's going on in Star Wars. That's going on all over the place. It's absolutely insane. People are saying you look like Boba Fett. I want you to know that. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like you look like Boba Fett?
No, I don't.
I
was trying to remember his accent.
What's his accent like?
He's from New Zealand. No, he's from New Zealand. He's Maori.
Oh, interesting.
Boba Fett's Maori.
Yeah,
He was in a movie called We Were Warriors, or Once Were Warriors.
mm-hmm.
I don't know if you remember that.
No, people are saying you look like Angry Joe, and I completely disagree with that. I don't think he doesn't look like Angry Joe. Do you know who Angry Joe is?
I have no
Angry
clue.
Joe is well, he's a YouTuber. He's a very small guy he's got a beard and everything. He doesn't look like Angry Joe. Why are you guys? I think people are just mad at Angry Joe right now, frankly, because Angry Joe gave a positive. Well, did he give a positive review to Battlefield V? I don't know if he gave a positive review to Battlefield V, but he chastised those who didn't like Battlefield V. He chastised them. He
What is
said
Battlefield V? I'm apparently out of the loop here.
Oh my God! Yeah,
Oh,
you
Battlefield 5, the game?
Yeah, exactly. But Battlefield V for vagina. Is what people. Well, that's what people are saying. I mean, they're saying that that's what it stands for. It stands for vajayjay. Battlefield V 5 video game by EA basically decided to go ahead and make this game, which is kind of a macho World War II war game, kind of like Call of Duty. Hello?
Can you hang that up or get it?
Hello?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Put them on. Yeah, put them on. No, I'm answering your phone.
Who is it? Hang it up.
There you go.
Pick it up.
Analysts.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. So Battlefield V is a World War II game by EA. They decided that what they were going to do was they were going to insert a woman into the lead role. So you get to be a woman with one arm, and you get to punch Nazis with one arm. Now, people didn't like this. People didn't want to role play as a woman for Battlefield V, and they complained when they saw the trailer. They said this is totally soy based. And EA Games basically responded by saying, or at least a representative of EA Games responded by saying, "You don't like it, you bigots, don't buy it." And today
they won't.
We have news from CNBC. Analyst predicts EA Battlefield V will be a quote serious disappointment. Says pre-orders lag Call of Duty by more than 85%. That is America. That is ComicsGate. That is Gamergate.
That is Lena Dunham.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, thanks for $2.99. Angry Jose. Yeah. Matthias Danichi, thank you for $1.99. My heat says yes, but my JJ says no. Yeah, a lot of people were upset about this. So people actually believe that Battlefield V, I'm going to call Battlefield V, is going to put the company's financial guidance at risk. EA's most important non-sports game for this holiday season is struggling, according to Cohen. Struggling. The firm reiterated its market perform rating for Electronic Arts shares, citing weak pre-orders for the publisher's Battlefield V title. EA's Battlefield V currently appears to potentially be headed for serious disappointment. Potentially serious disappointment, guys. Analyst Doug Cruetz said in a note on Monday. It's lagging far behind Call of Duty, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Assassin's Creed, he added, and by slightly more than 2 weeks ago in the case of the first two. So if we had to pick one game to be a casualty of the crowded October window, this would clearly be it. So EA shares declined by 0.2% on Monday after the report. So stocks are crashing. Bagel Goose says, invite Cecil. Cecil, I did. I actually sent you. I sent you a link, I'm sure, on Twitter. So find it and come on in. Jesse N says for $2. So Battlefield V for vagina. That's what people are saying. That's not my joke. That's someone else's joke. They are seriously resenting having to role play as a woman. I don't know why these SJWs do not quite yet understand.
They floated that on World War II, Call of Duty World War II. You could play as a woman, but not like you can't play it in the main story, right? Just as multiplayer.
I am not sure.
I was asking my son.
On Battlefield V? Oh
no, World War II, and yeah, I mean, you can play as a black woman Nazi.
Is that right?
And that's World War. But that's multiplayer where you can like pick your own character and all that kind of stuff. But not like it's not like a main character, but I think that's kind of, they floated that out there, and Battlefield probably saw that and said, "Hey, let's one up that."
That is a black female Nazi.
Yeah, because there were so many of those in World War II. I remember in my history books.
I would like to play that. I would like to play as a black female Nazi in a video game. That's actually pretty good. That's a pretty good idea. But people didn't like this. People obviously this was not the thing to do. It just was not. It was not acceptable. But worse than that is telling people, "Oh, hey, Mitch is here. How you doing, Mitch?"
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Good to have
Very
you
well.
here. We're doing just fine now that we got over initial complications. Let me put Red Rooster in the chat as well, or in the description. Mitch, how's Red Rooster Golden Age doing right now?
We're having a party, actually, a bit right now. We just crossed 150K.
Woo!
All right,
like just now. So
Hot damn.
we're celebrating.
$150,000 with 3 days left to go,
Mhm.
and this is the this is it, right? I mean, this is the time.
This is the time.
People do need to step up. Let me put that in the chat as well.
Yeah, we have some cool tiers. So if you guys have been thinking about one of the higher tiers, like getting a head sketch or getting a drawing of the Red Rooster, now's the time to do it. You've got to do it now.
All right, let me see here. Okay, good. Save changes. That should work. Okay, good. Welcome. Today is a big day for Indiegogo. You've got 3 days left on Red Rooster. There is a brand new Indiegogo campaign that just started, a big kind of popular one. John Malin's Graveyard Shift just began today. I want to check that out. Oh, he's got 10,000 already. He's doing.
Where is he? He needs to be in.
I just sent him the link. I don't know. John Malin, he will come into these chats, but he will kind of quietly lurk. And I do have to invite him to speak by asking him questions. But I think today is a day that he should come in and actually speak and be a part of this. That is important.
Yeah.
I
I was watching him a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Pretty good on his own channel there.
All right. So congratulations to Red Rooster, $150,000, $213, and still climbing. This is great. Everyone in the chat is freaking out and saying congrats, and all this. John Malin just sent a message.
Thanks to everybody.
He's on his way.
Yeah, I appreciate. I just want to say thanks to the to your audience, Comic Artist Pro Secrets. Everything they've done. I mean, it's been amazing. Yeah, I appreciate it.
This audience has been damn good to Indiegogo campaigners. Very good to young. That's all of us. We're all young, except for me. Very good to independent comic book creators. Very, very good indeed. Right. And we do appreciate you very much. Okay. Anyway, so back to, Mitch, have you heard about Battlefield V? Are you aware of what's going on?
I don't know. It's they went extremely historically inaccurate, but I don't know all the circumstances.
Well, they decided a 13-year-old girl who was the daughter of the marketing guy over at EA Games basically said, I don't understand why people can't just accept women in video games. And why, Daddy? And Daddy was stumped. He was stumped. He turned away, and said, I don't know, dear. I just don't know. And he had a moment where, it's kind of like Amy Carter. Like Amy Carter, Jimmy Carter's daughter, basically advising the president about nuclear issues. Sometimes a lot of liberals think that children are the voice of wisdom. The youth know what they're talking about. They go, listen to the youth. The youth don't know anything. And this is the thing that conservatives try to tell them. They don't like to hear this. Young people don't know anything. They don't know they don't know a thing. You don't need to ask kids anything because they don't know. What they will tell you is they will tell you to check your basest, most selfish, self-centered instincts. Everything will be kind of immature. It'll be kindergarten thinking. And of course, liberals excel at kindergarten thinking. So why can't there be a female soldier missing one arm with a robot arm fighting off swaths of Nazis and the Japanese. Sorry, Mike. Sorry for there being video games in which we beat the crap out of your ancestors, the people that represent about 10% of your blood. But
it's half of my blood, first of all.
Not,
and aren't you part German?
It's me? No, I'm not. I'm not German at all. There's no German in me. I'm Dutch. Breitweiser
there's actually
is German.
There's a little Dutch. Well, I'm Dutch and German are pretty close there.
No, we're not. We're not.
No way. We've been at each other's throats for 400 years.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Listen, we like our windmills and wooden shoes, and daffodils, but we ain't fucking with no Nazis. Not at all. I'm Dutch. There's a little Italian in me. There's 25% British on my mom's side. But yeah, Dutch last name.
Are you Pennsylvania Dutch?
Absolutely not. No, I'm Holland Dutch, and my people came over here in the 1600s and settled this country. There wasn't a country before we got here. My people landed on this rock, and they settled New Jersey and turned New Jersey into the beautiful land that it is today.
The Garden State.
When you see New Jersey and you see that it's called the Garden State, it's because the Van Skyvers and the Dutch settled it and made it so.
So we're going to have a problem then, Ethan, because I have a little bit of Cherokee blood. So we were here first, and you've appropriated a small portion of my land.
We conquered
Dutch
you.
Settlers.
We conquered you, though. Do you understand? You are conquered people. We beat you back, and that's the way it goes.
That is the way it goes.
That is the way it goes.
We drove you off your land, and that's why we have to be vigilant. Welcome everybody to big welcome to John Malin, creator of Graveyard Shift, the new Indiegogo campaign that just started today. John Malin, illustrator of Jawbreakers, formerly the biggest crowdfunded comic book in history, only supplanted by Cyberfrog Blood Honey, and that wasn't easy to do. John, how are you tonight?
I'm great. Thanks for having me on, and good to see Mitch and Mike. And fantastic. We launched at 6 p.m. Eastern tonight, and last I checked, we Graveyard Shift passed $10,000. We're over 200% funded right now.
Wow.
Nice.
I'm going to make fun of you about that in 1 second. Obi-Wan Kenobi, thanks for $2.99. Mitch has the high ground. John, why were you only asking for $5,000?
Well, I figured we could make, if we did at least that, it'd cover a good chunk of the production. And then if for whatever reason, if it didn't do that well, then the writer, Mark, and I, we were prepared to just pay out of pocket to make sure it happened. So,
Mark who? Who's your writer?
Mark Polton. He wrote Hawkman when Rob Liefeld had the line over there at DC. And he's done independent stuff, Cat Named Haiku, and a children's book called Pizza Tree that he wrote with his son.
It was a pizza tree. It was a tree that grew pizzas.
Yeah, like an apple tree, except it's pizza.
John,
sounds delicious.
Can we expect a little bit more realism from Graveyard Shift? Trees do not grow pizzas. Who is this writer that you found?
Mark is a good friend of mine. He's a good friend of mine.
I remember his name. I remember seeing his name on a bunch of books. Maybe not a bunch, but I remember seeing him.
He's the nicest guy in comics. That's what I keep telling
Well, he better
everybody.
be, because he thinks pizza's growing trees. How would a pizza... Are they hot? Are they hot when you pull them off the tree? Where is this guy?
I hope so.
I have a million questions. They're not. How could they be? Mitch, do you think this is the dumbest idea in the world?
If they're in the sun long enough, Ethan, the sun will warm them.
All right. Well, that's you got a good point there. You have a good point there. Mitch, do you want to condemn this idea as dumb, or do you want to support this idea?
I don't know. I don't think I'd want to eat anything with meat on it that came off a tree.
That's creepy. Yeah, that is weird. That is weird. I don't want that either. I just don't want that. I don't know.
I only want mushrooms and olives on my pizza, please. Oh, wait. Where'd the cheese come from?
Ew. That is exactly right.
This
These are
idea
all-
is getting worse and worse by the minute.
These are all questions that we need answers to before anyone backs Graveyard Shift. We need to understand.
It would have bugs in it.
Yeah, bugs.
The tree is scary though.
Okay.
Well,
So-
damn right it is.
Yeah. No. Like in the book, it's not like here. I'm gonna send you a link, Ethan.
This better not
Sending
be
you the
porn.
book. Sending
You
you,
know-
a tree pizza.
Do they use pesticides on the pizza tree?
I hope not.
All right.
I'm trying
Alright,
to
these-
eat me some of that.
What about a pie tree?
How about a hot pocket tree? Is that what you said?
A hot
Ooh,
pocket
a pie
tree.
tree. A hot
It's just
pie
a folded
tree.
pizza. That's all.
Yeah,
a
but
hot
I'd be
pocket
more.
is.
I'd be more likely to eat a pie. Like if it were like an apple pie off of a tree. I believe that. I mean, I believe that's possible.
Well, it's a
I-
pizza pie.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, fruit grows on tree. I don't want to see. I don't want to see any tomato, cheese, bread product that is cooked growing on a tree. I don't believe in that, but I do believe in the possibility of an apple pie growing on an apple tree. That makes sense to me. Now, Edwin, welcome to the chat. We do have Edwin with us. Edwin boy, what a great man Edwin is. Everyone loves Edwin, and even Edwin isn't being suckered in. Edwin's a nice guy. But Edwin isn't so nice that he's going to give John Malin and his writer, Mark Polton, creators of Graveyard Shift on Indiegogo right now. By the way, the link is in the description. Go pledge, go back Graveyard Shift. It is John Malin's brand new comic book. It looks pretty dynamite. But even Edwin isn't going to give John Malin and Mark Polton a pass on this stupid idea about pizzas growing on trees. Are you, Edwin?
Well, how are pizzas growing on trees?
Thank you.
Well, full disclosure, I have not read the Pizza Tree.
And yet you hired this man to write your comic.
I wasn't going to go there.
Well, is a pizza tree supposed to be a good thing, or is it supposed to be a horrible thing?
I think if you go by the art, it's a scary thing.
Yeah, it does sound pretty scary. Because you would just have like bugs and bird turds on your pizza. I mean, when I think of a pizza, the first thing I do not think of is like animal feces and insects.
Oh my God, no!
I usually ask the restaurant to hold the animal feces and the insects. Yeah, not for me.
Oh my
Not tonight.
God!
Maybe next time.
Well, don't ask them to do that because then they're going to actually put this stuff on there. I mean, you know how these people are at restaurants. But yeah, this the whole thing sounds pretty weird. Oh, by the way, oh my God, they're making a lot of insinuations in the chat that I'm not going to read. But hashtag, no, I'm not saying it. Ragmuffin, thanks for $2. Now I have to rake pizzas off my grass. That's something to worry about. Pizzas on your grass. This is the. You know what? This gets worse and worse every time I hear about it. In the meantime, you have sensible ideas coming from ComicsGate. You have Red Rooster Golden Age. Just sold a couple more copies of Red Rooster. $150,248. Today is the day that Mitch Breitweiser and Elizabeth Breitweiser stand up and say, "Damn it, it's Red Rooster time," and everyone salutes. Everyone salutes.
Yeah.
3 days left to go. Tell them a little about Red Rooster.
Yeah, I mean it's a golden age 1930s romp, I guess. He's a vigilante folk hero, right? Set in the 1930s. He's at the height of his fame and power as a celebrity hero, essentially, right?
Yeah.
He's the spokesman for a famous cola brand. He's got a squad, a set of allies that he fights evil, like a rogues gallery with. But he's also the bearer of an ancient and historic mantle called the Red Rooster. He's only kind of taken it public. It's formerly been very clandestine, right? Like there might have been a Red Rooster as a spy in Washington's army, or a Red Rooster at the Alamo, or a Templar Red Rooster, and so on and so forth, right? And so he's this bearer of this responsibility to fight this ancient evil that he has yet to face. He's just been kind of like bagging a Batman-style rogues gallery. But at the height of his fame, this ancient evil comes back into the world and organizes a cabal of all of his enemies and seek to take him down and end the Red Rooster mantle forever, so that his malevolent enemies dominate mankind forever.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Now, Red Rooster again is in its last 3 days of funding. It's in its last 3 days of funding. This is when people are going to see the number that happens after this, and they're going to complain about it on Twitter. SJWs are going to say bad things about what they see. So we want to make that number as big as possible. We want to make that number right now. It's at 150,000. 200 and is it still? I mean, let me look at this here. But right now it's at $150,248, and that's pretty substantial. People are going to smell conspiracy in that. SJWs are going to complain that you're taking that money away from independent creators. This is all bullshit, of course. We want to give money to.
They love complaining. They love complaining.
Yeah,
so give them plenty to complain about, right?
Yes.
Give them plenty to complain about.
That's the least we can do. That's the least we can do. John Malin. All right, now that I've busted your balls a little bit and warmed you up to the crowd, will you tell us a little bit about Graveyard Shift, please?
Yeah, so Graveyard Shift is a concept that Mark Poulton and I created back in 2010. It was something we were doing out of pocket for ourselves, and the whole thing is done. The 46 pages. Every time I started working on this project, I kept getting hired. I got hired to do Youngblood for a couple years at Image. I got hired to do Thunderbolts and Cable at Marvel. And when I was done with, what's that?
I said first world problems. Yes,
yeah.
Go ahead.
So when I was done with that, I started getting back onto doing Graveyard Shift. And then Richard contacted me about trying a project called Jawbreakers. And so we did that, and it was paid work. So Graveyard Shift was always out of pocket, so I always went with the paid work. But anyways, so because of the success of all that, I decided, since we're at the end of Wave 1, to go ahead and start into it. But it's the Universal monsters if they were the X-Men. So it's a fast-paced action, shoot 'em up, cut 'em up. It's a little bloody, and but basically our characters are stand-ins. So our main guy is our Dracula. The other two, a married couple named Mick and Lilith Mayhew, are stand-ins for Frankenstein's monster and the bride. And they are basically scientists that were murdered and put into their own experiments of human regeneration. And there's a whole sinister secret organization behind everything that I can't give too much into. But anyways, a period of time goes by, and they have to come back and stop this organization from rising up against essentially an army of the undead.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
If you could murder any scientist, which one would it be? And don't say Bill Nye, because that's what I was going to say.
Well, I was going to say Hawking, but I think he died. He counts, right?
He died?
Yeah.
It wasn't me. I didn't do
Who's
it.
the weenie who made Pluto not a planet anymore?
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, some people are saying Einstein. They want to murder Einstein. Other people are being very smarty pantsy and saying Joseph Mangala. Of course, Joseph Mangala. Of course, Joseph Mangala.
He's dead already.
But
Can't do that. It's bad.
well, he's Bill Nye first, honestly, and then Joseph Mangala. We got to get Bill Nye out of here. People are saying that Bill Nye's an actor. He's no scientist. Neil deGrasse Tyson is another good one. Yeah, all of them. So, any chance that we might see Neil deGrasse Tyson getting whacked out in Graveyard Shift?
Probably not. There's not a lot for cameos in there. It's a pretty straightforward comic. But it is book 1 of 2, so maybe we could do something in the future.
Okay. All right. Very good. Bagel Goose, $2. Where's Cecil? Ragmuffin, $2. What is up? Kinetic Kale Kids. The Kinetic Kale Kids. Don't do the initials there. GRP Poll, thanks for $2. Hail Caesar. Hail Mike. Well met. Custom Songmaker. Shout out to my boy Raga DeGorian in the house. Joseph Hottendorf Jr. Is Malin joining you, fine gentlemen, tonight? He is joining us. He's right here, and thank God. Reagan's Soviet jokes are fucking hilarious, says Obi-Wan Kenobi. Custom song maker. Oh no, we read that one. Matthias Denichi says my heat says yes, but my JJ says no. Phil Ken Sieben says, can we get Battlefield V, the final battle? I want to shoot at lizard aliens as Michael Ironside. Do you remember that? Do you remember that TV series, guys, with the people?
Iron V?
Yeah, V.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember the lizard baby being born?
Ooh, lizard baby, I don't remember.
Wasn't Freddy?
Yeah, wasn't
Krueger,
it half human?
Wasn't Freddy Krueger the friendly lizard person?
Yes.
Yeah, Robert Englund.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I watched that I don't know, maybe 5-6 years ago, but I think actually it actually wasn't too bad. What was it? Was it a series or I, think it was a series, right?
TV series, yeah.
Yeah. No, I remember it being actually pretty good, like worthy of a remake. And then they remade it, and then I think I watched one episode of it.
Yeah, I don't know why you'd want to watch. They got it right the first time, didn't they? With the red Michael Jackson Thriller suits that they were all wearing.
Yeah.
And they had lizard faces underneath. That was a very compelling show. It made me wonder if other people were lizards too. I think it made a few other people, like David Icke, believe in lizard men. I think that's the root of all this. By the way, Red Rooster Golden Age is doing really well tonight. $150,388. I really think people are realizing that this is it. This is it. They're just 3 days left. They're just 3 days left.
That's it.
It's the same thing. It's me and Andrea went to go see Don Rickles in Las Vegas because we knew there was just like 3 months left. And he died. So we're glad that we did it. We're glad that we. That's not the same. It's not comparable.
It's not exactly. Yeah, no, not exactly. We're going to do another Red Rooster book in a few months.
Okay, all right. Well, yeah.
But you will feel remorse when other people tell you how much they enjoy Red Rooster. If you haven't gotten in on it, you will feel remorse and you will feel regret when it comes out. So make sure you don't miss it.
Will these people receive beatings?
Listen,
oh no,
no, just a guilt trip from Edwin.
Oh, okay.
They'll perpetually guilt you.
Well, no, it's not guilt. I'm just saying I read the script. I know how good this thing is going to be, and everybody knows that the art that Mitch and Elizabeth are capable of together. So this is going to be a beautifully written book and a beautifully executed book, and so don't miss out on this.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. I want to point out also that John Malin's Graveyard Shift right now is cruising $11,433 by 204 backers. It's only been going now for 5 hours. We want to give John Malin a big first day, a very big first day, if possible. John Malin certainly does deserve it. The book looks excellent.
Yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out, because when I was drawing it, I didn't have any deadline. It was all just me taking my time doing the work at the time. So even though the work is about 2 years old, it still holds up. I've been flipping through the pages over the last week, and I'm actually really proud of the work. And I think I want to see a lot of good details, a lot of good backgrounds, and overall, I mean, the good action and about 6 double-page spreads. So.
That phone has to. I mean, answer that phone. Answer that phone. Hey, those are the people calling in right now trying to pledge for Graveyard Shift, the graphic novel. Operators are standing by. But you don't need to call in. You don't need to make a phone call. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to talk to human beings. That's how ComicsGate makes things easier for you. You are able to just go to the link in the description below this chat right now. Look at Graveyard Shift. Find the link to Graveyard Shift by John Malin, and go ahead. Find the tier that pleases you. Do you want the graphic novel and the ash can? Of course you do. Then choose that. 83 people already chose that. But you know what? Maybe you just want the graphic novel. 96 people chose that. There's a chance to get a graphic novel, the ash can, and a sketch. Do that as well. These are all very well thought out tiers. At $250, that seems to be the big one. You will get Graveyard Rarities, 4 copies of Graveyard Shift graphic novel, signed by the guy who did Pizza Tree. Oh, and John Malin. John Malin. He is going to include a head sketch on the inside front cover. 4 copies of 16-page Ashcan signed by artist Nerd Wonder. Remember Nerd Wonder? Unsigned. So wait a second. Nerd Wonder is doing some of this? You put her to work, huh?
Yeah, I brought her in to try to give her a shot on the 16-page Ashcan. So I love her work. I've seen her drawing whenever she does live streams because she always has it, to where she's screen sharing while she's drawing, and she does really great emotions and the anime or manga type chibi characters, I think is what they're called. So we actually tailored a story for her, which is going to be pretty kids friendly. Where Graveyard Shift is a lot more, that's mainly geared for teenagers and up. But we're going to make the Ashcan something that you can give off to your kid and they can read it and enjoy it. It's very, very simple story. Basically, they're going to get candy. There's a little more plot than that, but that's what it is.
It's a Halloween story?
No.
Wait. So you're going to get kids hooked on the
I know, this is where I was going.
And then they're going to creep around and find your degenerate grown-up version.
As they
Make
get
it
older.
sound so nefarious, Mitch.
As your kids age, and when you as a parent find them to be prepared for a book like Graveyard Shift, then you may hand that to them. Yes.
Darth Bobcat, thanks for $2. Too many good comics. My poor wallet. Yes, but if you miss them, your poor heart. Jesse N, $2. Incline Press, 210 pounds, 6 times. Thanks for letting me know that, Jesse. Obi-Wan Kenobi, $2.99. Mitch has the high ground. JP4, $2. Mitch may be a contract hitman. I wouldn't put it past him. I wouldn't.
That was nerkish.
Yeah, just beware of Mitch. Don't fuck around with Mitch. Let's see. Matthias Dinetti, $1.99. So manly that James Gunn diddled a boy next to him. Brian, $5. That was a cold. Remember that tweet? That's disgusting. Brian, $5. John, is the Ashcan content different than the graphic novel?
Yep.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah.
Gojira $5. Mike is serving EVS warm apple pie at Marie Callender's tonight. No, he's not.
I'm right here.
He's not. He's not.
Warm tree pizzas.
No, I don't know people that are that considerate. My friends aren't that considerate, honestly. Honestly, I haven't received a pie from anyone, if you want to know the truth. Not once.
We were this close to getting a pie for you the last time you flew to Little Rock, Ethan, and having it for you at the airport.
This
Then
close?
you got him the shirt.
Oh, instead we got you the shirt. Yeah, because we're like, your flights are always delayed, and I don't want to try to keep a pie warm for you.
Got no pie from anybody.
What about a vending machine? What about a vending machine that could alternatively dispense like hot and cold pies, like a pot pie sized pie? Like imagine being able to go up to a vending machine, put your money in, and getting a nice chilled lemon meringue pie just drop down for you.
What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to open. That's a good idea. But I'm going to let the chat. I'm going to give the chat an opportunity to send me pie. I'm going to do what some of these degenerate YouTubers do. They have Amazon wish lists. They have Amazon wish lists. Okay. Why would you want to buy anyone anything off of Amazon? What's the matter with YouTube? Well, I'm going to do that too. I'm going to open up an Amazon wish list, and you're going to be allowed to send me pie straight to my house. They have these gigantic crates of Hostess pies, and it'd be fun. Andrea would be like, "What the f is going on?" If like all we got were pies. So I'm going to open up an Amazon wish list only for pies. It's going to be my pie wish list.
I doubt the wisdom of that.
Why? What could possibly go wrong?
You'd get inundated with pies.
Well, that'd be amazing. Though.
Go wrong? Yeah, I think it would. I think it would be good. I'll probably set that up. And we'll see. We'll see what pies come. And what would I do with all those pies?
That's what I'm questioning.
What wouldn't you do with all those
We could have
pies?
We'll have a ComicsGate pie eating contest.
Can you imagine? Yeah, a lot of pies.
At a
I could be.
convention.
Yeah, well, at the convention, we could have pies. Well, one of the things that I was thinking about doing, honestly, Mitch, and let me run this by you because you are rational. If you agree with this, then this makes sense. Pie party. We order pies, a lot of pies. Okay, and I'm going to do this for Star Wars Celebration. I will also do this for ComicsGate. We order dozens of pies, and we just have a big party. I will also take one pie to the face at the end of the party. One pie to the face for charity. I'll do it for charity. What do you think of that?
I like it. I think it's a great idea.
Now,
where are you going to host it? Are we going to host it in a nice hotel?
No.
So
Dave & Buster's in Philadelphia. I don't really
that's
know.
Fine.
People are saying maybe Vegas.
I say we dress it up, do it in a nice hotel.
Really?
And yeah, make it a big event. We'll have people out. We'll have a pie dinner, and that's the convention.
Okay, I'm just going to listen to the chat and see what the chat thinks of that, if they approve of that. I think it's a good idea.
Or we have a convention and we have a pie breakfast for special backers. Right? So like we do a convention. Okay, here's my idea. We get a hotel, we do a small signing style convention, right? We crowdfund the whole thing. We make enough to cover our costs, plus to cover some of next year's costs too. Everything else goes for charity. And we also auction off like a pie dinner or like a pie breakfast or something like that at a higher tier level for special ticket holders. And so they know they're going to get to have pie with all of us. Some lucky backer will get to throw a pie in your face. And everybody knows that some of the extra proceeds will go to charity.
I like that. I think that's a good idea. John Malin, does that sound okay to you, or do you disapprove of it on moral or religious grounds?
No, I don't disapprove of it. I think getting some pies to charity is a great idea, and if we can entertain people at the same time, that's great.
That is great.
Derek Phoenix says do it at a Trump hotel. I think that's genius.
Oh, I love that idea. Oh my God, yeah, I'm crazy about that idea. If that idea were a motor, I'd mount it on my boat. Jesus A. Sabalas Jr., thanks for $2. Does the pizza grow by the slice like leaves? I'll turn that question over to John.
Yeah, I would think so. I think it would, it would be like a seed, and it would start splitting out, and then, so as it gets sunlight, it warms to appropriate edible temperature, and then you pull it off nice and fresh. No bugs. No pizza on the ground.
I don't think
no. The only way this works is if the pizza grows off the branch in a clam style shape, and then it opens when it's ready, right? And you can pluck it fresh, and you got to pluck it fresh, or else it'll get bugs in it.
Bagel Goose $2. Stop crushing my dreams. EVS. Okay. Ragmuffin $2. Now, okay, I answered that one. Jesse N $2. Pee Wee Herman had a hot dog tree in Big Top Pee Wee. Is that true?
I don't remember.
No one watches Big Top Pee Wee.
No, that is not a good movie. That's a weird movie. There's only one Pee Wee Herman movie, really, and then the Christmas special. But other than that, that's it. Pee Wee.
Well, did you see the new one they made?
Yeah, it was a little too gay for me. A little too gay. Made me a little uncomfortable. Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't digging it. Darth Bobcat, thanks for $5. Just gave to Red Rooster. I've been in and out a few times. Couldn't commit. I feel like it's borderline for me, but I want to support your dreams. Well, Darth Bobcat, we thank you for your lukewarm support. Michael Ricker, thanks for $2. Darth Bobcat again, $2. CNN, when will Trump's FDA ban pizza trees? I don't know. Sooner than later, probably. Jesse N, $5. Dolph Lundgren is more of a scientist than Bill Nye. No joke. Google Dolph Lundgren's schooling and degrees. Smart as hell. All right. Well, I don't want to fuck with him though. At all. A creepy little book, $2. Lizard people live inside the hollow earth. I still, creepy little book. I did check out your channel. I enjoyed a few of your videos. I did. It also led me down a rabbit hole of even weirder YouTube channels, so I appreciate you for that. Harry Bergeron, hello, $2. Malin, does Wolfman got nards? That's it.
Yes, he does. It was a provable fact in the movie Monster Squad. and the kid shouted, "Wolfman does have nerds."
Okay, that's good. That's good. Mitch, $2. You will feel the guy named Mitch. $2. You will feel pain. Edgy Edwin. Edwin, you stand by those words?
I will feel pain. Why
No,
will I
people
feel
who
pain?
do not support Red Rooster will feel
Oh
pain.
yeah. You will. You'll feel remorse, psychological pain. I'm not threatening anyone to purchase. I promise, if you do not buy Red Rooster, I will not come to your house and harm you. I promise not to assault you. I'm just suggesting that if you do not purchase it, you will feel psychological pain, emotional pain.
John, yeah, you will.
So, like waterboarding.
Because that's not real pain. That's not torture. That's not torture, is it? It's not real pain. It goes away.
My kids did it to each other. That can't be torture.
I did it to myself. I told you the story. I did it to myself. It wasn't torture at all. I mean, it was uncomfortable, but it was all right. Graveyard Shift right now, $11,894. We do appreciate that support. You guys are really. Why don't you bring it to 12,000? Why not bring it to 12,000 tonight? And by the way, go check out Lone Star Heart of the Hero. $75,740 Edwin says, or Blasted He says, Edwin won't do it. He'll send his barber. So, yeah, Edwin
my barber is pretty scary. So yeah, buy Red Rooster.
Absolutely, and Edwin always has an alibi, guys. Always. So you won't be able to pin a damn thing on Edwin. And we'll stick up for him too. We'll say, oh, he was in my house watching football. Yeah, no problem. Edwin can get stuff done that way. Phil Ken Saban, thanks for $5. No matter the tier you choose, it will result in SJW tiers. So choose a tier for SJW tiers. And he says, and it is glorious. I heard a lot about that today, Edwin. Did you notice these SJWs were a little bit jumpy today?
They were. They sound like they're getting kind of desperate.
Why are they getting desperate? What's going on? How do we hurt them?
I think because what's being created is something that they can't control, and they have no in on it, right? And the more successful ComicsGate gets, we're taking money from these SJW comic companies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or we're showing them how to make it where none existed before.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't know how to. They just don't get it. They honestly just don't understand that it's like, well, a few of them hit me with this today. Let me just tell you this. This is insane. This is insanity. By the way, I had to respond. A bunch of people are like, you guys are big advocates for lower cover prices of comics. And I was like, I don't recall ever complaining about that. I just see like that. I don't recall me ever complaining about it in terms of ComicsGate. I see the rising cost of comic books on the cover prices, as simply just the end result, the inevitable result of comic books selling fewer copies. And that's just what's going to happen. I've just said, as the comics get worse because of the SJWs, people flee the hobby, fewer copies are sold, thus the price has to be raised to match the fact that the printing cost of these comics rises as the print run decreases. And that is the problem. Paper costs as well are increasing. And I just see this as just inevitable. I mean, the bubble is it's going to keep expanding until it bursts. So I've never complained about the cover price of comics.
Well,
the only way to bring the cost down, the cover price down, is to sell more comics.
No, there is one germane point to make here. Okay, 95% of corporate comics are so bad that they would be overpriced at a penny, right? 95% of corporate comics are so bad that they would be overpriced at a penny. But some of these stories that you guys are making are going to be so good, so entertaining that they are priceless. And we're not just paying for a comic book, right? You're paying to get this whole thing moving, get people excited, get things set in motion, to get whole new brands established, and to get people to have adequate motivation to hire people, to get like Mitch. Mitch has got the Futurist going now. Mike has already got somebody working on God's Word. right? Getting that spooled up. You're already looking at your next project. Richard Meyer hired Brett Smith of Aviator Glasses fame and John Malin. And now John Malin has his own comic. It's just spiraling bigger and bigger. So your money is not just for a comic book, it's to trigger this whole beautiful movement, this move away from mediocrity and this movement to connect directly. Like people, it's almost like every night now it's like having a comic book convention on TV, right? On YouTube, where you can come in and you can interact with people, you can give them your feedback, you can talk directly to your consumers and your supporters and your fans, and stuff is just accelerating and getting more exciting by the moment. It is a fantastic thing, and that is priceless. That is priceless.
It really is. That is, that's, well, not only that, here's the thing, just in a practical sense, people talking about how much these comic books cost. All of these comics are autographed, by the way. They're all autographed, and limited edition with special covers. I went to Dynamic Forces and I looked at all their autographed comics. Have you guys done that?
No.
They cost $38. It's like, yeah, that's how much an autographed comic costs, guys. That's a specialty autographed comic. Hang on a second. I'm inviting somebody else in here right now. That's what it costs. That's what it costs.
So what you're saying is we charged too little.
We are undercharging people. At $25, we are undercharging. If you go to Dynamic Forces, that's what these specialty comics do cost. But beyond that, I never made that argument. I was never like, hey, the cover price is too high. That's a big problem. And then I said that, and somebody slapped me down. They posted a Diversity in Comics video, an old one, where Diversity in Comics is making that argument. And I went, oh, whoops. What a pain in the ass Zach is. We'll talk about that more in a second. John Malin has a few things he'd like to say on that topic. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to the great James Hudnall joining the chat tonight. James Hudnall, conservative comic book writer extraordinaire. James, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, James. You are live right now. ComicsGate live. 1,068 people watching. Crazy moderate. Not right-wing, moderate. James. Moderate fans watching you tonight. And welcome. I'd like to introduce you to some of your friends here, James. You've got, have you heard of Mike S. Miller?
Yes, I have. We know each other pretty well.
How you doing, James?
Hey.
You're looking good, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I finally got over the shingles. That was pretty
nasty. Grim.
Everyone's excited to meet James. Everyone's excited in the chat. Somebody says that he's probably the Zodiac Killer. It doesn't. James, where were you in California? Where were you in 1969? Were you killing people in California in 1969?
I was just a teenager, but I was in Northern California at that time. I was in Chico, California, which is around where some of the victims were killed, actually.
Wow, that's pretty spot on.
Are you good at puzzles?
I'm kidding. It's interesting. I was only like 13 when it happened, but it was it was around where I lived, so I remember it pretty well.
Wow.
Shit,
James is also the
call the police.
The webmaster for thefreedomforge.com.
Can we talk about the Freedom Forge? What is the Freedom Forge?
It's a website. It's supposed to be a website hub for creators who are interested in, like, saying no to all the nonsense of the SJW comics and want to do like traditional comics, and they want people to know that they're on board with traditional comics. They're not interested in the social justice, comics. And it's basically like a hangout and hub for people to just promote their work and talk about what they believe, because we're being censored on social media, and we need a place where we can speak freely.
Speak freely, as opposed to sending coded ciphers to the police, right?
Yeah, that's the thing, is that there's too much of this. I mean, it's not a joke. It's serious. They are very much interested in shutting down anyone who doesn't have an extreme left agenda, and they want to just. I mean, normal people. I consider myself a normal person. I don't consider myself a right winger or anything. I'm just a normal person. You know, if they push everyone so far that they consider us far right, but we're not far right. We're normal. Okay, that's the thing. We're normal. They're normal. And they are really the minority, but they have the media on their side and Hollywood on their side to give this impression that they have this overwhelming superiority of forces, and it's not true. They
control all the social media too.
Absolutely. If they were popular, then they would have tons of likes and they would have tons of followers and they would not need to complain about us because we would be nothing to them. But the fact is that we are the majority. They know that because if you look at the people that follow us or to follow, conservatives, it vastly outnumbers their people. Like the Young Turks, for example, has like pathetic numbers compared to other people's numbers.
Crowder.
And we are a threat to them, so they just want to shut us down. And as far as the comics industry goes, a lot of us are very popular, and a lot of us are be able to crowdfund and get huge support because people want these kind of comics. They don't want those kind of comics. Those kind of comics aren't selling. Marvel is going down a death spiral. They're committing harakiri. So, frankly, that we're on the cusp of winning. We just have to stick together, band together, pool our forces and energy, and promote what we believe in, and we'll succeed.
You think so?
I do believe that, and that's why I created the Freedom Forge. And I need people to get their
populate it.
Yeah, that's not. I was just a kid. It was a little before my time.
That looks like a 13-year-old you.
Yeah, I'm not connecting any dots at all. It
was funny though that I lived in Chico, which is near Oroville, where Oroville Dam is where the first victims were, I think.
Yeah.
So it is interesting.
You think that's where the victims were?
Why did? Can I ask you a question? Why did the Zodiac killer that you were not kill that cab driver? Why did he kill the cab driver? What was the reason for that?
I don't know, but I like the movie that.
You were happy with the movie, the depiction.
No, we're not talking about the whole movie, right? We're talking about the movie.
Yeah, the movie that had Robert Downey Jr. in it. Yeah, that was
okay. Good.
That was a good movie. It was a good movie. Well, James. By the way, could you run through your credits for these people? Let them know who. Let them know what you've done. My favorite thing that you've done, of course, is Harsh Realm, which was the third project that Chris Carter launched on Fox after Harsh Realm. Or not after Harsh Realm, after Millennium. So it was X-Files, Millennium, and then Harsh Realm. What other comics have you written that they might know of?
Well, the thing I've done the longest was Espers, which is a creator-owned project that I created with David Lloyd, and we started at Eclipse, and other artists have done it with me over the years at Marvel and Image. And I wrote Alpha Flight for 2 years, and I've written a bunch of stuff for DC, like wrote a bunch of mainly fill-in stuff at DC Superman and Legends of Dark Knight, and I did the first creator-owned DC comic, which is The Psycho with Dan Brereton. And I also did Streets, which is a crime fiction thing. I did the unauthorized biography of Lex Luthor. Then I went over to Malibu and I did a ton of... I was a founder of the Ultraverse. I was one of the founders. I did Hardcase and The Solution for them for a number of years. And I've worked... for small publishers like Harris, where I did Harsh Realm, and I did a book called Twister. And then at Image, I did a bunch of stuff like Age of Heroes. I did more Espers over there. I did Devastator and Shut Up and Die, which is a crime comic I did. I enjoyed doing that one, and I also worked for. I started fading out of comics at that point because the industry it was hard to make a living. So as a writer, it's tough, and I didn't want to suck up to editors and all that stuff. I wasn't into that game, so I decided to just go back to what I was doing before I got in comics, was programming. So I did that, but I still have my hand in comics, and I'm definitely I have like a bunch of comic projects I'm working on right now. So I'm definitely not out of comics. And I've been in comics since '86, so it's been over 30 years now. And I'm an Inkpot winner. I just won the Inkpot last year.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. Yeah, I know you're still around. You're still at large. That's good. That's good. We're happy to have you, James. Very, very nice to have you be a part of what this is. This is ComicsGate. ComicsGate is our revolution. I don't know if you're following what we're doing. I know that you are one of the premier kind of conservative voices in comics. Are you aware of ComicsGate? Are you aware of what we're doing?
I'm aware of it, but I'm not like totally knowledgeable about the details. So it's your name for the movement, and I guess it's based on Gamergate, as far as which was a thing for the gamer industry. So this is like our version. The ComicsGate is sort of like our version of that.
I think so. I think that's fair to say. I think that basically they tried to tar right wingers in comics as something scandalous because they're insane. James, they don't like the president, and they don't like anyone who is to the left of Stalin in comics, and they make it difficult for people who are who hold right wing views to work in comics. So we decided to start our own thing. And James, we're using Indiegogo to crowdfund comics, and we're using this. This is our philosophy. Our philosophy is that if you spend your time promoting your project online, rather than actually denigrating your fans and then talking about your crazy politics, if you spend your time promoting, inviting customers, treating fans like customers. That's what they are. They're not fans. Don't think of them as fans. That gives you a swollen head. Think of them as your customers, and you're just trying to sell them a hamburger. You're trying to sell them a hot dog. Promote your book to them. Try to sell to them. Use your social media to advertise your product and ask kindly for their support. Will that make a difference? Will we sell comic books? Will we sell comic books under those circumstances? That's what ComicsGate is really all about. It's just a philosophy that rejects SJW intrusion, invasion into pop culture, specifically comic books, and it asks that we actually return to treating the customers better. I mean, actually, saying, "Hey, what can we do for you?" That kind of an attitude.
It's always been my philosophy. When my first Comic-Con was '75, and I met Jack Kirby the first time, and I was just 18 years old, and I went up to the guy. He was an idol of mine, and he was so nice to me. He called me sir, and he treated me like he treated me like I was the most important person he ever met, because that's the way he treated people.
That's weird, because SJW say that Jack Kirby was an ass kicker who punched everyone in the face when he met them, and that's what he was about. Did you find that to be true? Did Jack Kirby kick anyone's ass in front of you?
One of the nicest people I ever met.
Oh, that's weird. That's weird.
I've been to his house. I've met him a bunch of times. I'm friends with Mark Ebonier, who's, by the way, a liberal. But I mean, I know people that, and I pretty much know a lot about Kirby, and met him a bunch of times and talked to him a bunch of times. He was one of the sweetest people, and that's the way I feel. That's what I would like. I don't have the social skills, but I do attempt to be, as nice to people, and I treat everyone the same. And that's one of the things that offends me the most about this whole thing, is that they try to make us the bad guys, and we're just normal people. We're the people who understand that we depend on the readers, and they're important to us. Like you say, they're our customers. They're important, and we feel we understand that they're important, and we want to give them what they want. We don't want to tell them what to believe. We don't want to tell them. We're not going to preach to them. We're just going to, give them good entertainment, which
That's
is what
right,
we do.
James. James, do you play chess?
Yes, I do.
Do you know what castling is?
Yes.
Castling is when two rooks approach you on either side, right? That's what castling is. It's a move. You castle someone. Well, that's what's happened to you. 2 8-foot members of ComicsGate just castled you in on either side. We've got Nurkish in the chat right now. He is 8 feet tall. And then we actually have Doug Tenaple, who is, I think, 8 or 9 feet tall. He's on the other side of you right now.
6'8" rook.
We call that Eiffel Towering.
For myself, when I could stand. Of course, can't stand now because I only have one leg, but I sort of anyway.
One leg.
What's going on? Why did it get all sad all of a
You
sudden?
can't just drop one leg on me and then just
Yeah, geez, Louise, we just came in here.
Tell me about the one leg, James. What happened?
I lost it a couple years ago. About almost 3 years ago now.
It was Obama.
I got
during the Obama
actually
event.
it was.
I blame Obama.
I had to use the VA. I got an infection in my foot, and anyways, it ended up getting. I ended up getting septic, and I didn't realize it because the symptoms are similar to being a cold. My foot didn't look like it was.
Ethan laughing at this?
No, I'm laughing. I'm sorry. I'm reading the chat. And
You're a psychopath. Jesus Christ!
Ethan's laughing at you.
No, I'm reading the chat, and people are making fun of the fact that I got castling wrong. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, castling's when you switch the king and the rook.
Yeah, okay.
Shut up, everybody.
James, please continue.
Your leg.
Yeah,
So anyway,
himself so he don't laugh.
I went to the VA hospital, and the VA put me up in a regular hospital, but I ended up losing my foot. But the VA was supposed to follow up on my care, and they basically allowed my leg to get the infection get in my bone, and I ended up losing the rest of my leg.
Holy cow!
Your poor treatment, They
Are
just
you
I
a
kept
veteran,
saying
James?
that.
James, are you a veteran?
Yeah, I'm a veteran, Air Force.
Efforts. We have ComicsGate, and you'll pick up on this if you start interacting with people. You'll find a high percentage of veterans in ComicsGate.
Yeah, Richard's a veteran. I don't know if you know
The
that.
reason is because we understand, what we fought for this country. I mean, I didn't fight; I was in peacetime, but I mean, we served, and we knew that we could die. We knew that they could send us off to war. And it could have happened to any of us. And we actually value this country. We understand why this country is important. And we understand the importance of civil rights, the Bill of Rights and everything. Yeah. That's the thing that offends me is that these people want to destroy. They're so happy to give away our rights that they don't have the right to give away.
Well, James, I have good news for you, brother. I have good news for you. These weirdos, these SJWs, these extreme radical leftists, right? They're irrelevant now.
Yeah.
We found a way to go around them. Okay, and you're going to learn this. You're going to learn this with ComicsGate. So ComicsGate has been making comics now for about 4 months. The combined creators in ComicsGate, over about 15 comic books, have now raised $1.5 million for various projects. Okay?
That's 75% Ethan.
It's 33%.
That was just for Ethan's ash can.
Cyberfrog, Ethan is without a doubt the singularly most successful to date, but that's to date. It's very early days.
Oh, absolutely.
So what I'm here to tell you is corporate comics, these weirdos, these leftists, these political hacks, these ideologues, they are rapidly becoming irrelevant. And the pace with which they are gaining irrelevancy is accelerating every day. They don't matter. They don't have to matter anymore.
They don't.
And James, thank you for
I've been saying this for a while, actually, and I'm glad to see somebody finally got together and did this. You're doing exactly what I've been preaching for a while, that we need to do this. We need to get our pool of resources. And I mean, here's the thing. One of the things I'm working on is with a guy who's a conservative who bought the rights to the Justice Machine, which is an old comic from the 80s. And so I'm developing a Bible for that universe, and we're going to bring that out as a universe. and that's a conservative-based superhero series, and that's going to be pretty cool. I've also got some of the things of my own that I'm doing, and I definitely want to promote everything. When I definitely believe in the whole Kickstarter thing. We don't need publishers anymore. We don't need editors. I mean, editors are good if they edit, but of course we don't need editors.
Yeah, I've got terrible grammar. I need an editor.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as editors in comics, most of them aren't editors. They don't know how to edit or proofread. You know, when I worked at Marvel, a bunch of them didn't know the difference between they, there, and there. They couldn't differentiate the three, theirs. And, so I
Three
mean,
little theirs.
yeah, or there's who's and who's and that sort of.
Did you ever work with Heather Antos?
Finished.
No, and God, he's after my time. Yeah, I wouldn't want to.
Mike,
She's a good
Mike,
editor.
what was that? Mike, what was that page?
That's the cover to Game of Thrones Clash of Kings number 17.
Get it
Yeah,
out of
it's
here,
awesome.
Mike.
I had to
Mark.
get that done before I started inking the next page.
I love your
the
Game
Moon
of Thrones
Star.
art. Great
Thank
stuff.
you. Thank you, James.
Hey,
Yeah,
so
James.
listen. Well, let me get things together here for a second. We're gonna have another guest in here in a few seconds. This is gonna be. I'm happy to introduce James Hudnall to everyone. Edwin, what you don't understand about James Hudnall is he's been a leader of a movement in conservative comics for much longer than I have and much longer than we have. James Hudnall doesn't need this explained to him, but he doesn't know what's going on with ComicsGate. This has been kind of brand new to him, so it's great to introduce him to this. This is a fascinating. Sophisticated writer who should join ComicsGate at this point. I would invite him to do so. I would invite the artists that are working with us to talk to James Hudnall about using him to write the scripts. Honestly, James is going to actually write good scripts. So if you want to do something kick-ass, hire James Hudnall. James, we are raising. Let me just explain one thing. Graveyard Shift by John Malin. John, are you there?
Yep.
John, I have good news for you.
Okay.
Very, very good news for you. And John actually has a writer right now, a writer who believes that pizzas grow on trees. But aside from that, he has managed to raise in just 6 hours $12,746 for his comic.
Wow.
6 hours.
Awesome.
6 hours.
Thank you all very much. I appreciate it. Everyone in the chat and everyone that's up there backing it. I appreciate it.
That is what ComicsGate does. That's what we're about, guys. That's what we're capable of doing. That is what this movement, and it is a movement.
Believe me, I would love to join because this is what I've been saying for years. I want to add in a couple more bona fides, just so you know. I worked for Breitbart for a couple years when it started. Andrew Breitbart asked me to write for them. So I did 2 comics. Aside from writing articles, I did 2 comic strips, one with Val Merrick and one with Bat and Lash for them. And I also, before that, I worked for PJ Media for a couple years. I was one of the first quote-unquote war bloggers during the war. And so I did that for a while. So I was doing conservative writing the early 2000s, all through the 220 zeros or whatever, aughts, whatever you call it. So I've, aside from doing comics, I've also written stuff that's been on some major publications. And so I have a very good understanding of the whole politics thing. And I really do believe that this is what's needed. And I think that we can, if we keep it together and our focus is right, we can become the next big thing, We could have our own little kingdoms, but we could all be unified in our philosophy. This is one of the things that I didn't like about the comics industry when I got into it. One of the first exposures I had to the comics industry was in 86 or 85, actually. I was working for Eclipse Comics as their marketing person, and I went to this meeting. There was only 2 of them. All the publishers at the time had this meeting where they were going to try to create something like the Milk Advisory Board or something where all the comics companies could get together and work together to figure out how to make things better for the industry, right? It didn't last because nobody in comics wanted to agree on anything. Everybody thought they were the expert. and everybody, their philosophy, they were all over the place, and they all were like trying to stab each other in the back. And it was a very interesting experience being in that meeting. But you know what I learned from that is that with unity and focus and everything, which is what we have a shared ideology. We can actually turn this industry around, just like the industry turned around in the 80s. We can do it ourselves. We don't need DC and Marvel. They're irrelevant. They're like dinosaurs. You know, we can recreate, we can rebirth the whole industry. You know, we have that power. We have the talent, and we now have because of crowdfunding, we can get the money to do it. We don't need these companies anymore. We can do it ourselves, and I believe we can because we also have the experience. I mean, I have tons of experience, and so do many people I know.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I mean, this is the thing. James, you are the guy we need right now. You know, so many artists, way too many artists, not enough writers, definitely not enough skilled writers at the moment. So I think it would be a good idea for you know, us to start getting together and actually combining forces, creating the best comics possible. There's so much talent. There's so much talent out there right now that's not being utilized by the big two, and I think that we should all kind of you know, get together and make this happen.
Absolutely,
so this is
there's
very
a lot
cool.
of great talent that they won't even give work to. That's the thing that's ridiculous. There's so many great artists that can't even get work. You know, and not to mention writers. But I mean, they're great
There's artists beyond that. There are artists like we were able to get Butch Guys to do our Futurist project, which we're going to do in the fall, right? I mean, so there are guys that do get some work, but they'd rather do something fun and cool.
Absolutely, that's the thing. Also, I understand that having written for a lot of artists, that you know, you've got to your first customer is the artist you work with as a writer. The first person to read your script is the artist, and if you don't entertain them, you know, your project's not going to go anywhere. So that's one of the things is that you know, you need a writer that knows how to write to you and write to your strengths and everything. That's what I do, and I believe that it's all about we need to produce things that people want, you know, and that we have that ability more so than they do because they have lost it. They don't even know how to make good comics anymore. If you look at their stuff, it's a lot of it is just terrible. You know, they've lost any sense of what makes the thing tick, you know.
That's what ComicsGate's all about. That's what we're noticing. That's what the comics fans are noticing. That's why they're turning. That's why they're turning to us. Let me read a few super chats while I wait for our next guest to come in. He's a bit of a boomer as well, so he's having trouble getting downloading Google Hangouts on his iPhone. Let's see here. Cyberfrog must fight a pie mutant monster, says Rhaegar Targaryen for $1.99. Sith Lord Luke Skywalker gives me $2 and says I had $2. Well, you gave it to me. Thank you. Let's see. Downshift, you said you'd look at the TIE Fighter short film today. I will. I'll look at it. My goodness sakes. Jesse N. Hello? Did someone pop in?
No. I got a phone call. Hold on.
Okay, you get your phone.
Hold on.
Jesse N. $2 had sour cream and raisin pie. Better than it sounds. That sounds horrible. Darth Bobcat, $2. You guys sound good. Are good background noise for writing. Bagel Goose, $2. Only SJWs would not like the idea of a pizza tree. I disagree. Oseki, thanks for $5. Graveyard Shift just got another backer. Can't wait. Graveyard Shift right now. John Malin's Graveyard Shift is kicking ass. It is utterly kicking ass. John Malin, illustrator of Jawbreakers, illustrator of Cable. I mean, straight out of Marvel Comics. Just launched Graveyard Shift today. It's been up for 6 hours. $12,843. More people are buying it. Let's also mention Doug Tenaple is with us, creator of Earthworm Jim. Doug Tenaple is ComicsGate to his soul. And he, by the way, I just know, Doug, what the hell, dude? You're up to 32,000.
I know it's blowing up. Yeah.
How much of that is to me, Doug? Did anybody add the comments with my name on them?
I have to cut you in on 31,000 of that.
Did I do it?
Yeah.
Okay, I did it. That's all me.
No, I've been pushing media a lot, and I'm excited about the 531 backers.
Wow, look at that. Yeah. That's great.
We're almost up to. We're almost getting a print run, Ethan. We're almost getting. I'm almost getting through my first print run.
Yeah, you know, Doug, you told me about a project that you had going and what you were going to make on that project. You chose to do this instead. Are you happy now?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I told you you would be. I told you you would be. That's ComicsGate.
Yeah.
Doug, how many of those backers are buying more than one copy?
I got
cares?
I got a bunch.
No.
Oh, you mean that in a good way?
Yeah, he's talking about his print run.
Oh.
And I'm like, I have like 1,500 backers, but I know that's going to end up being like 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 copies. I haven't done the math yet, but you know, a lot of them buy 2 copies. Some of them bought 25
I got
copies. That's why I'm
27 in at the 2 books and 2 sketchbooks copy. That's always good. You know, I just I want more readers. It's about the broadness. It's not about anyone coming in with like a ton. I'll take a ton of money, but I'm just saying it's more about getting I need just a crap ton of the $25 level, because once they read the book, I know I can convince them.
Right.
It's that book.
Ethan, do you know how many total copies you had like 10,000 backers. Yeah, you had 10,000 backers. How many freaking copies do you have to print?
A few. And you know, the thing is, like, SJWs all go, yeah, he got 10,000 people, but they all bought like multiple copies. It's like,
right.
Yes, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So they can later sell them back to those people, the skeptics, on eBay for 45 or 55 bucks.
You know what? People aren't buying a bunch of multiple copies of like Marvel and DC books anymore. You know, that should tell you something right there. People will buy multiple copies of our books because they're the actual rare books, and they're actually books that people will treasure. People don't treasure the stuff that's coming out from those big publishers anymore. You know, those days when we used to buy comics and we treasured those books and everything, and they were important to us. People, we can create those kind of comics that people will want to keep for the rest of their lives.
Well, and you know, look, the printing difference between, say you print, one of us is going to print 3,000 copies is basically a minimum, or getting way down there, and then Ethan's going to print, let's say, 10,000 copies. It doesn't cost that much more money to print 10,000 copies. So you can put better paper stock on it. And you know, that's where the money can go. It can go into actually making the book, the binding better, and the print quality better, or even the shipping envelopes that you buy for it better.
Or it could go into a swimming pool full of pies.
Let me introduce someone. Ladies and gentlemen, Billy Tucci has joined the chat.
Oh, Billy.
The great Billy Tucci, first-time ComicsGater. Billy, how you doing?
The sound isn't working.
I don't believe you have Billy Tucci. I think you're lying. This is the point.
That's Billy, because he can't figure out his microphone.
God, do you need views this bad?
Billy, hello? There he is. Okay, everybody be quiet. Let's listen for Billy.
He only appears if you believe in him. His vision is based on movement.
I do.
Billy.
Everybody whisper his name.
Is his avatar corrupt, or is he wearing camouflage?
There he is.
Hey.
Billy, can you hear us?
I think he's talking right now, and he's cutting out.
Mitch, you've killed people. Speak to him. You deal with the ethereal plane. The ghost.
Oh my goodness. All right, Billy, we heard you a little bit. It's a little bit like we're communicating with you through a Ouija board. We're having a seance right now. And every now and then we get a little bit of a hit that's hopeful. We're just like, is this Elvis? And then we hear, and we're like, oh, Elvis. And then you cut out again. Billy,
knock the coconuts together.
Oh, wait, I thought this was Stanley Tucci. Is this not Stanley Tucci?
Yeah,
I don't want to see this now. I don't care. I thought we had Stanley Tucci. I was excited.
No,
I don't need your ghost person, Ethan.
Well, I thought I thought this was a good thing here, but Billy is barely with us. Billy, if you can figure it out, that's cool. Let me turn your volume up as well. I will do that. Yeah, hold on a second. Where's the soundboard?
Billy, if you can hear me, back out and join back in. I had to do that earlier.
Clap twice,
back
Billy.
in, Billy.
Yeah. All right, let me read some more super chats. This is me making money off of you guys, so thank you. It's my favorite thing about you guys. You make me money.
This is my favorite part of the show is when you read the super chats.
You like that? You like
Yeah.
when I tell you about how much money I'm getting? That you're
It's
not
when I
getting?
look at that suicide gun in my house. I'm like, is today going to be the day?
No, today is not the day. Not at all. Yeah, Graveyard Shift's doing really well. John Whalen for $2 says, "Can we have a pie ething contest?" Well, you win, I'm sure. Megatron 451 $2. Geeks and Gamers is over 76,000 subs. God damn it! How is he doing that?
Earmuffs, Doug. Earmuffs.
Earmuffs?
Because he said, "God damn it."
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I'll edit my curses. The Doctor $5 is the Keebler elf tree at war with the pizza tree. You want to answer that question, Don?
Yeah, the pizza tree has probably eaten the Kibler elves.
Billy's
Hey!
here. I see him.
I think I am.
Hey, Billy.
That's a lot of skulls behind you, Billy. This is Mitch's house? What's going on? I don't like this.
What happened?
You got a lot of skulls back there.
Oh my dear. Yeah.
The Bates Motel. Scary.
Billy likes to kill things.
Billy, is that true? Did you kill all of those animals on your wall?
I killed all those animals on my wall, right? All these.
With your
and
fist?
they're not even my big ones.
With your bare hands?
The ducks.
Do you have a skull of a Monoceros or a Unicornus back there somewhere?
There's
Let's
not
not get on this,
unicorns,
Edwin.
but hopefully someday there will be. If you want to look, here's my studio, guys. Here you go.
I'm not holding my breath.
I can show you.
How many dead things are in your studio?
Charging up with a P38 in a death-defying duel with a BF-109G. That's my grandfather's shotgun. So here's where I draw. Yeah, that's a gun. That's a gun case. It's a mess, what it always is.
No one will
My
mistake
bow that I
Billy
used
for a
to kill
girly
those
man.
animals with. There's sheet shots. And there's me.
Billy, how do you feel about the
let's go.
Second Amendment?
Oh, I don't know how do you feel about that?
I guess I won't be showing my precious moments collection right now.
If you ever see that, that pretty much says how I sum up Malone LeVay.
Yeah, Doug, how come you got this weird vampire bordello in the background? Why don't you have a cool skull place?
Yeah. Let me show you guys my my precious moments collection and my My Little Ponies.
Hang that picture up. Hang that picture up, Doug.
People are saying finally we have a real man in the chat.
Oh, what's that mean?
Jiminy crickets, that's...
I'm just saying. I'm telling you what people are
So are
saying.
people looking at us? Are people watching this? There are people...
The FBI is, yeah.
Is there a
ISIS.
thing we can read?
Billy, first of all,
are there like words on the side and all? Well, hello everybody.
Billy's very quiet.
Yeah, crank him up.
Get closer to the microphone. Do something.
You're closer to the microphone, Billy. Yeah, you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I have my phone. For some reason, I couldn't do my
Headset.
my computer. For some reason, it's telling me to fix my levels or do something with the preferences, and it's just kind of strange.
Well, I cranked up your volume a little bit there, and hopefully that'll work. So, Billy, I want to welcome you to ComicsGate Live. This is the chat that I throw almost every night now to promote.
Wow.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. We've got 1,160 people in here watching right now. Let me introduce you to your friends who are also, Mall Cop Matt is probably watching as well. I hope he doesn't cry. Mitch Brightweiser is here. You know Mitch.
I love
Billy.
Mitch Brightweiser.
These are the
Love
people
you too,
you know.
buddy.
Okay.
You know Mitch. You know John Malin.
Yeah.
Hello,
John
Billy.
Malin's here.
What's up?
You know James Hudnall. He's here.
Of course.
Yeah, we talked a bit at the Comic-Con this year.
And we
and I know it's a busy show, but James always stops by. He always finds time to swing by, and thank you for that. I appreciate that.
It's a pleasure.
We've got Doug TeNapel in here of Earthworm Jim fame.
Hey, buddy.
Wow.
Good to see you,
What's
man.
up,
We're
buddy?
having yeah, he's an old buddy.
Yeah.
We got Mike S. Miller.
Hey, Mikey, how you doing, bro?
I'm all right, Billy. What's up, buddy?
Nothing much.
Now, I want you to meet two new people. First, we've got Edwin Boyette. Edwin is the heart and soul of ComicsGate.
Aloha.
Ooh, see, I'm so I gotta. Where is he? Where's
Right here.
Edmund?
Tell what, let me pitch John Malin's Graveyard Shift, and
Oh,
then,
do
and
that,
Billy,
yeah.
Billy will know me. And I'm just going to read his overview. So, Billy, this is the new comic book that John Malin is crowdfunding. It just started today. He's already knocking it out of the park, but let me pitch it to you. You ready?
Sure.
Graveyard Shift is a 46-page graphic novel, best described as what if the universal monsters were the X-Men. Scientist Vladimir Blood, Lilith Mayhew, and her husband, head of security, Nick Mayhew, are working on advanced human regeneration for the mysterious Atlantis Corporation. Betrayed, murdered, and put into their own experiments, they are reborn with superhuman abilities. They are the Graveyard Shift, and they are all that can stop a rising supernatural evil from taking over the world. Graveyard Shift from John Malin, only on Indiegogo.
Only on Indiegogo right now. That's Edwin. By the way, one more introduction. That the clown face guy is Nurkish. He is also he's a comic book writer.
I'm the heart and soul of ComicsGate.
No, you're not, dude.
Yeah, I found it. Aloha, Billy. Aloha.
Aloha.
Thank you for reading that, Edwin. That was great.
You want me to read a long thing too?
No, I don't.
I can say Graveyard Shift funny. Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, go ahead. Say Graveyard Shift funny.
Graveyard Shift.
That was good.
Did I do it right? Is that it, John? Gabardif, right?
I wasn't moved.
Edwin,
Okay.
don't listen to him though. Don't listen to him.
But everybody's got to do different takes. It's okay.
Billy, here's what ComicsGate is doing right now. While you haven't been paying attention, you
haven't.
might.
I'm sorry.
You have.
some deadlines, and I know. I is ComicsGate with the reviews, and like if a book sucks and you say it sucks, but then every person who wrote it is a woman, and then you have to like it, sort of thing. And is that what ComicsGate is?
Well, that kind of, but not really. ComicsGate is actually it's a consumer uprising against far leftism in comics, in the comic book industry.
Oh, cool. Okay.
That's
cool.
what, and
okay.
Those are our supporters. We are ComicsGate talent. We are actually creating comic books that adhere to the wants, wishes, hopes of our consumers, our customers, which are the people that you see in the chat. 1,134 people right now backing our comics with all their hearts, mights, and minds, putting their money where their mouth is. We are doing very, very well. We're taking these kind of moderate right-wing guys, in some cases, some good liberals like you and me, and we're liberals compared to these lunatics in comics, aren't we? And we're able to fund our comics and put them out in a way that kind of overshoots the big two, and we're making way more money than they are. Mitch Breitweiser's Red Rooster Golden Age right now, it ends in 3 days. He's up to $150,398 for his first issue. That's his first issue.
Wow.
Mitch, I'm torn because I want to contribute, but I don't want you to use my money to go kill people.
Elizabeth handles the money.
Okay.
Human skulls, Nurkish, those are deer.
Lone Star Heart of the Hero by Mike S. Miller is up to $75,740 right now for his first issue. John Malin's Graveyard Shift, which just launched this afternoon. This evening. It just launched. He just broke $13,000. He's only been fundraising for 6 hours. $13,070 at this point. Of course, we have Doug TeNaples, Bigfoot Bill, which he has launched through ComicsGate as well. Bigfoot Bill. Oh, by the way, chat, all of these comics, the links to back these comics are in the description below the chat. Bigfoot Bill, $32,177.
Yeah.
How many days has that been?
It's been under a week. It's been 1 week today.
He's got 23 days left to go. So that's what ComicsGate is. Of course, Cyberfrog Blood Honey is no longer available. It raised $538,000 something.
God bless. Well, so can I throw She into the mix next
Hells
in early
yeah.
October?
Well,
Hell
that's what we'd like to invite you to do, Billy. ComicsGate is look, it is something that you have to devote yourself to. Being a part of ComicsGate, of course, is something that I think has benefited everyone who has been involved with it. The industry right now is shrinking, as you can see. Comic sales are going down as comics become weirder and weirder and weirder.
Yeah.
We really, I think, have no choice except to start our own movement to directly, with zero pipeline distribution, directly compete with these crazies and their weirdo comics. These blue-haired land whales, these squeaky little parakeet men with their profile beards and their thick glasses. No offense, Doug.
They're off.
Thank you.
They're gone. They're gone. Look.
Yeah. Much better. That's what this is. That's what this is doing. I mean, we're going straight to the consumer. We're going over the heads of all these people and giving the fans what they want simply by saying to them, "Hi, you're our customers. You're always right. You're always right. So let's produce a comic book for you." And so far, so good. So good. We do this. We do these live streams every night. We pitch comics to them. We talk to them. We get to know them. We make ourselves accessible and available. And they do buy our comics.
Look at Billy, Ethan. He's in disbelief.
I am. I'm just, well, not Michael. I'm looking at you, Mike. That thing, in order to talk, should I get one of those headset things? Like,
You can just
hell.
you can get a microphone.
Yeah, you can get a mic. There's a whole bunch of different ways you can do it.
Mike's
Well,
just a
so if I go to Best Buy and tell them what I want to do, that I want to talk online and live.
Wait. Does your kid have an Xbox?
Yeah, they got like 4 of them.
Does he have one of these headsets?
Hang on, Matthew.
He's like, I'm spinning it here.
You have one of these things that Mike has.
I think they're playing Fortnite, screaming all night. Come here.
Oh, the
Then
chat
they
is
definitely
just,
have one.
Tell him to give you their Turtle Beaches.
Well,
Turtle Beaches.
where's Matthew? Is he playing? Where's Matthew? Give me your Turtle Beach.
This
This
my
is all
favorite,
about boomerism.
You don't have Turtle
favorite thing
Beaches? Where
ever,
you at? Give me a
Ethan.
headset.
Boomerism
Hang
here.
on.
Can we have?
Hang on.
I want him to be a fixture of this show. I will be on every night if Billy is part of the show.
Yes.
Well,
He brings the bravado.
This
Yummy.
sounds fun. Okay, so is that it? Don't I have that with my phone? Yeah. He said he gave me this from his
That should
phone.
work. Just plug it into your phone, man.
This is
Start
boomerality.
Yeah, this is
And
hilarious.
I just got an 8.5 or 8 plus. Would I get an 8 plus? Yeah. Hang on.
How's that orange, Mike?
I have them on the wrong way.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that sounds a
Oh,
lot.
hang on. I have them the wrong way.
Oh, that's better already.
Wait a minute. Which one goes where?
You can see L and R.
I can't see
I was thinking of convalescent time.
Bill, you just aged
This?
10 years.
No, not like that. There you go.
Oh, you can't hear.
JG
Hello?
points out that the opposite of penislicism is boomerism. I agree.
I can really hear you guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
now?
can really hear you too. You sound great.
Oh, great. Oh, great.
You're looking great. You're looking jacked, baby.
I gave you something. Where are my things?
Thank you.
Where are they?
You're
Hey,
always
just
you.
one question.
Mike, can
I
you
got
just
some-
not eat oranges, please?
Mike, if you're gonna eat corn chips, mute your mic.
Get out of here! No one's
can I go
like,
get
ASMR.
My daughter just made homemade cream puffs.
I don't
they're-
care.
Oh God, love her. I'm going to
know,
get a beer.
Who's going to get a beer?
I'm getting a beer, Billy.
So
We don't need Cecil anymore.
I got this project called Agenda, which I've shown to some of you on Facebook, and it's with Matt Cosson, who's a really talented local artist here in San Diego. And I would like to start promoting it actually and do a crowdfunding thing because we've got about 3/4 of it done. So I was wondering, I wouldn't mind getting some pointers from some of you about that. Doing a crowdfunding thing.
What the
Those of you who are successful at it.
James? This is Billy's first chat, and so
Well, what am I doing? What's wrong?
no, nothing. You're broadcasting noise to 1,200 people.
Don't worry, Billy. You can use the restroom. We can't hear you.
I'm getting beers. Hang on, I just went downstairs to get beers.
It's like driving down to the liquor store.
My house is 3 stories. Hang on. All right, say I had to go get beer.
You are no longer the least technical person on here, Doug.
I know you make me, man. I feel like Tron right now. I'm like a genius. I'm in the computer compared to Billy.
People are asking Billy to get closer to the camera. He's not close enough with the.
Well, now I'm close. How's that? Better?
Classic.
I feel like Billy should be the Don of ComicsGate.
He's just got a cigar.
Don Tucci.
Oh, I do have
a
a cigar. I can get a cigar. I got my pipe too.
Oh, now you're talking.
He's got to walk down 3 sets of stairs to get it.
Yeah.
Do you guys? No, I got my pipe.
Do you have any horse heads, Billy? Do you have any horse heads hanging up on the wall?
No.
Can you put a unicorn horn on one?
We could go leave one on Mark
I'm
Wade's
gonna light
pillow.
my pipe
It
though.
would be beautiful.
Billy, do you chew tobacco?
I'm sorry to interrupt this whole thing. See, Ethan,
No.
you shouldn't have invited me.
Billy, you
No.
made this the best thing ever.
No, you belong here, Billy. You belong here very, very much. We were getting basically, Billy. I want you to think of ComicsGate as a chair that we've gotten comfy and warm for you. And now, welcome. Have a seat. Welcome to ComicsGate. You belong here, pal. These are your friends. These are people who feel the way that you do, and these are people who aspire to make comic books great again. And we are. That is what we're doing at this moment. We are. Developing and publishing and creating comics and marketing comics in a way using social media to promote them and not using the mute button too often. Not often enough. That's what ComicsGate is all about. Now let me read some super chats here. Let me get through these. The audience, Billy, is participating. They have a lot to say. You can't see them, but they're going a mile a minute right now. They're thrilled with you. A couple of them are calling you Gramps, but that's because these are smart ass kids that we're talking to right now.
Am I failing?
No.
On the contrary, they love you. They absolutely love you. I'll prove that in a minute. Let's see. Ethan, working on my own comic for a while, wondering if it'd be possible to set up one-on-one mentoring conversation. Sean Crummell asks for $5. Sean, I just don't do one-on-one mentoring. I'm very sorry, but I'd be happy to answer any questions that you send me via email. Madouine, $2. Did you settle on Kale Club Kids? That's the Rainbow Brute version of Cabbage Patch Kids. Thinking about it, that's not bad. The KKK is amusing. Don't clip that. That's not what I mean. I mean the
that's coming back.
Demonetized.
Oh God. Darth Bobcat, thanks for $2. Wait, you guys got Ted Cruz on? He's referring to you, James, as the Zodiac Killer. James, don't go anywhere after this chat's over. Don't leave the immediate vicinity. Okay, we're gonna send some nice boys to come over and talk to you about where you were in 1969 and what size boots you wear.
16.
16. Okay. Oh, all right. Another piece of evidence. Billy, some people think that James Hudnall might be the Zodiac Killer. What do you think of that?
I remember the sketch,
Mm-hmm.
and it does look like a young James Hudnall, I believe. And if we could remember,
These are just reading glasses. I don't normally wear them.
There was a sketch. It actually did put it on. And James, as you can see, your friends are doing you no favors right now. Your friends are selling you right out. But I do think that it's about time that you were brought to justice, especially for what you were planning to do to those kids on the school bus. Do you remember that? Or it was like, I'm going to pick up the kiddies as they come bouncing out.
One by one, he said. Yep.
Yeah. James quickly took off his glasses.
Well, that's because they don't wear glasses. These are just reading glasses. I only wear them when I'm reading.
Hey, Ethan, I'm going to step out and get Artie Thebear in so he can come in and say hello. So I'm going to get the link over to him if that's all right. And I'll jump out for a little bit.
Edwin. Don't you dare.
Don Tucci, welcome to the chat. Welcome
Thank you,
to
my friend.
ComicsGate.
Thank you. It's good to be here. I think I'll be smoking nightly.
Oh, good. Larry Bernard, $10. Thank you for $10. Uncle Ethan, at the end of the day, you couldn't pay me to read most Marvel and DC books for $5. It's because they are trash. Price needs to line up with quality. We do agree. Michael Richter, $2. Yeah. I'm going to draw Squirrel Girl with double D cups. I had Andrea explain to me. I said to her tonight, I said, I got to be honest with you, honey. I don't understand bra sizes. What do you mean 36 double D? Like, what is that?
Because you're searching for a bra to wear yourself, right?
So, Ethan, you're searching
Thank
for
you,
panties. How do you not know anything about bras?
Anyway, she
They'll size you at Victoria's Secret, Ethan.
No, they won't.
They will.
No, they won't.
He just knows how to take them off.
That's right. No, it's the 36 is the circumference, and then like the letter is the cup. And
the
I said
back size. So if you have a gal, let's say that she's what was the perfect 34C was considered the perfect back in the day or whatever.
Right.
That means that her back is 34 inches and she has a C cup, which is pretty gosh darn good.
That is good. Well, I had that explained to me, and I thought that was good. So a Squirrel Girl with double D cups is fine. But what is the number? That's the question. Like if it's double D and then she's like a 28 double D, that means her boobs are shaped like Play-Doh that comes out of one of those Play-Doh. You know what I mean? They're long and skinny, and so I need to know the number now that I understand how that works. Colonel Comics, $2. Hey, look, Cecil's sidekick is here. That's you, Nurkish. Cecil's sidekick. Nurkish, did you ever plan on that being the case, that you would actually be Cecil's straight man sidekick?
No,
I mean, was
it's
that
become a cancerous tumor that I have to deal with now? I'm kind of resigned to dealing with him.
Nurkish is the straight man, so he's the lead, and then Cecil's the comedic sidekick, the wacky sidekick.
Yeah.
That's
I was going to die in a motel of a drug overdose. And then I'll just go on to do Rules of Engagement or some sort of obscure bullshit that nobody gives a crap about.
We'll see. I actually think that look, I mean, he might actually be Jerry Lewis to your Dean Martin, so I'll give you that. Michael McLaughlin, thanks for $5. Note to James, I loved Luther, the unauthorized biography. Note to Nurkish, any chance Cash Grab can be made a quarterly magazine? I miss Mad.
If there's money that we could steal from you guys, yes. If you want to give Cecil and I a bunch of money to make Tim do a bunch of work, we will gladly do that, because Asians work very fast.
Lucifer Love Monkey, $2. Ethan, you got me sick. I did not. T-Land, $2. What's up? Earthworm Jim cameo in future comics?
Oh,
Ooh.
legally no. Legally no.
How about Bubsy? That's another Doug property.
Yeah. I mean,
Fighters.
If you look at Bigfoot Bill's anatomy, I mean, look at his build and his eyeballs and stuff and his cylindrical head. I mean, it's pretty much about as close as I could get.
Yeah, he's a furry Earthworm Jim kind of, isn't he?
Yeah. He's plush. He's a plush Jim.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, he'd make a better plush toy. I mean, that's one way of looking at it, isn't it? So
with a gnarly kraken, a dark god from Hades strapped across his chest. That's all.
Oh hell yeah! Red Rooster, by the way, jumped up $150,433 selling copies of Red Rooster. We're gonna get to 151 tonight, maybe 152.
This is fantastic. Now, Mitch, if I may, I think I pledged to it. I'm not sure if I didn't. If I didn't, forgive me. I always pledge to all of my friends' Kickstarters and their Indiegogos, but San Diego, if you remember, was a month ago. I am always $8,000 in the hole before that show even begins.
Yeah.
With our travel, with all our new projects, with our properties, our tickets, our airfare, and then you got to give them a bill, or you give them a check for $3,400 for the booth for next year, because you save $1,100. So I'm a little cash strapped that, and with the new She book and lining that up and getting that all started. So forgive me, fellas, if I haven't pledged in the past month. I'm just real cash strapped trying to start.
Billy, we don't want your money. We don't want your money. We want to make you money. We want you to do a comic with us, and we want you to join ComicsGate. We want you to bring back She through ComicsGate, or anything that you want to do, and we want you to provide that comic book to this audience. We'd be proud to have you on board. You are a legend, and we will see to it that your book does very, very well. Like Graveyard Shift, which is now at $13,505. We're selling some more of Graveyard Shift. Thank you in the chat. The links are all in the description, guys. If you haven't yet backed these comics, you want to get your copy of these books, the links are in the description. Lone Star, Heart of the Hero actually lost money, I'm afraid. Lost $50. $75,707. I don't know what you said, Mike. What did you say that caused that to happen?
I didn't like that he was eating those papayas or whatever.
They were.
You rubbed someone the wrong way.
That's disgusting. I don't want to hear that.
Someone was offended by my cream puffs.
Yeah.
My daughters,
really were.
handmade, handcrafted with love, and hand delivered. You guys got offended.
Do you want to apologize? Do you want to apologize to anyone for that or no?
I will not apologize for my daughter's love.
Well, you're going to lose more money then. Doug Knaples,
So be it.
Bill, by the way, just jumped up as well, and he sold another 4 copies. He is at $32,237. And
Sweet. Thank you, backers. Appreciate it.
Shadow King, $2. Doug rubs butter on his ears.
What?
What the Doug, what is going on?
Doug just learned what trolling is.
But
He
now I
doesn't
was reading
understand
all
how
the
it works.
trolling comments, and now they're bringing them over here.
Oh my
Then
god!
he was getting
That doesn't
upset
make-
about him.
I've never
It's gonna
rubbed
get
butter.
worse.
Doug.
It's gonna get worse.
I've never rubbed butter on my ears.
All right, well, deny it then, but they're not going to believe you.
I want to tell that
Bobcat-
commenter you're disgusting. I don't appreciate that. This is
Okay.
uncalled. This was not called for. I
That's
didn't
fair.
have this coming.
That's fair. That's fair, and people can agree to disagree about that.
Just mad at Doug
keep
because
reading
he's a
those.
unicorn denier. It's all right.
Yeah. Darth Bobcat, $2. Doug, do you still own Earthworm Jim?
No.
Morith Delalian, thanks for $5. The circle is now complete. When I left you, I was but the learner. I am now the master. That's okay. K Brady, $1.99. Make Justice Machine great again, James. Do you hear that?
It's great. Yeah, that's one of the projects I've got. And Agenda is this book that I really want to promote like now. So I would love to do it through you guys. It's a book that I'm doing with Matt Cosson and his brother Mike. And it's a real kick-ass book. I'd like to promote it, and I'd like for one of you guys to kind of walk me through the self-promotion because I've never done this crowdfunding thing before. I kind of know about it, but I would love to get some tips from you guys.
James, we would like you to do a confessional about being the Zodiac Killer, and I'm sure that we can get an illustrator to draw it. If you are willing to write a confession about being the Zodiac Killer, we can find you an artist. I believe that book will raise $750,000.
Buku. You should call it. You should call it "If I Did It."
That wouldn't be a bad idea, honestly. That would be pretty goddamn funny. But yeah, anything that you want to do, Jim, and we will help you. Go Jurify, $2. Holy cow, James Hudnall, this is fantastic. Everyone's excited to see you. Sean Sweeney, $2. Can you shoot out James' contact info? Well, I mean,
HUD at the HUD.com, HUD at THEHUD.com.
Yeah. Coffee's Hunter, by the way, says this is actually a very good idea, which would be hilarious. So, James, from me to you, from us to you, you doing a Zodiac Killer confession would probably make you a lot of money. So I don't know. Just think about that, and you'd be great at it. Let's see, Jesse N2. Has anybody confessed to being the Zodiac before? Everybody rigidly denies it. I don't know why. I don't know why people deny it.
There are
Why
photos
would
of
you
people.
deny being a killer? I don't know.
Well, no,
What?
everyone
What
says
if you
that
were
they
the killer, wouldn't you deny it?
No, because people claim that they helped kill Kennedy all the time. All the time. And why
Yeah,
wouldn't
but that
you?
was Kennedy.
Yeah.
that was no big deal. That was a good thing. No, I think I don't know. It just seems like the right thing to do. It seems like the right time for it. Doug, noticed heroes you make look a little like you, says Jesse N. So he's saying that Bigfoot Bill looks like you,
It's
and
true.
that's another insult.
That's true. No, it's how I see myself. I put myself in my characters, but also that ripped Poseidon is also how I see myself. So
Yeah.
it's a bracket. I have a wide bracket for how I see myself.
Christina Veldman, $5. Can you give us creative writers practical tips on how to connect to artists?
Go to conventions.
Yeah.
Stock
Yeah, there are
vintage.
there are scores of artists at conventions that are trying to break in, and it's good to just partner up with them. I feel that in today's age, and Ethan, we've had this conversation, and Mitch, that I think it's easier today to do a comic book than ever, because the most expensive thing about a comic is the printing. And in today's age, you don't have to print a comic. You could have your Instagram account and load up one drawing one panel every Friday, and build your audience through your friends and stuff through social media. I mean, there's Eisner Awards now for web comics. So the thing is really to reach out to, I guess, the DeviantArts, some of the comic art collectors, comic art artists pages on Twitter or on Facebook or something like that, and just reach out and just go through social media, say, I'm looking for an artist who'd like to partner up with me on a project. And then you actually become a partner with the person, unless you have the money, the funds to pay them, because artists should not work for free, just like writers should not work for free. And do that.
But that's not what we're going to. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to add that one of the things is you don't even have to worry about printing anymore. They have print-on-demand companies that will print your comic, and it won't cost you hardly anything. They will just print to the orders. So, like, if you create a Kickstarter, there are companies that will fulfill the printing on the project, and will ship the books to the people who fund your project. So they'll even take care of that. So there are companies that do that. So really, it's so easy now to be a publisher, to do it yourself. You just got to connect with some artists, and you do that through just hustling, going to conventions, going through websites, like he was saying, and you will find people. You just wait and see. You just have to talk to people, like it is anything in life. You just got to talk to people in order to make connections, network.
Red Rooster is just crushing it tonight. 150,493 just sold some more copies of Red Rooster. And for good reason, because Mitch will be the first to tell you there's only 3 more days left. So right now is your time. You have to back Red Rooster in the next 3 days. Figure out a way to do it if you're planning on doing it. Now is the time. These comics are limited. Graveyard Shift graphic novel right now as well. Obviously, Graveyard Shift's doing well. $13,575. It's not even the first 12 hours yet. That is a gigantic hit. Meanwhile, Mike S. Miller is losing more money. Mike, what do you think accounts for the fact that people are walking away now from Lone Star? What did you say? Was it something about unicorns? Did you say? I'm just kidding. You didn't lose any more money, but do you think that it had anything to do with unicorns?
The
Mike
unicorn deniers just bailed on me, I guess.
He lost $50, guys. Everyone else is moving forward. Mike lost $50. Somebody give him his $50 back. Back Lone Star. Heart of the hero. It's important that you do so. By the way, Bigfoot Bill, if you see a smug look on Doug TeNaples' face right now, he has every right to feel that way. Bigfoot Bill, $32,272 by 535 backers.
Thanks, backers. This is my smug.
That's awesome.
Totally.
Here comes Art to make Billy look like a tech genius.
I know. That's exactly my goal here.
Boomer cast.
Hey, Jerry Tucci.
Hey! Yes.
How are you, brother?
Jerry Tucci is blowing up. I don't know how many friends I've got. I think I've got close to 200 friends in the past couple of hours.
Okay, so
it's a long story.
I just friended him
today.
on Facebook.
Here's R.T. Bear, ladies and gentlemen, anchor extraordinaire, R.T. Bear, creator of Black and White. Art, when is Black and White going to be ready to promote?
Hello, Art.
October, beginning of October. The fall is a good month. I think the original series 25 years ago came out in October as well.
Very good. RT Bear, you've got lots of friends in this chat. We only see the top of your head. You look like
oh, really?
Kilroy right now.
Art was here.
I thought he was
I was here. Is that better?
It's a little better. It's,
down more?
Yeah, down more. We see a lot of your ceiling, not a lot of your face.
Weird.
Yeah, that's it is weird. Not your face, just that we see too much of.
There you go.
Okay, it's a little.
Well, in
better.
the picture, it looks pretty good.
Well, yeah, but all the
Icon.
faces below you are covering you up. That's the problem.
Damn it.
Ethan is so inept at technology, he needed Hunter to start him from smoke signals and work Ethan up towards using a telegraph. That's not true, Mortal V, at all. Welcome, RT Bear. RT Bear, we got your friend James Hudnall in the chat right now. He's happy
Hey,
to see
James.
How's it going? I haven't seen you in a while.
It's been a while. I enjoyed your TV series, the short time it was on the air.
Thank you.
You know, actually, what's his name? John. What was the guy that created that with you? The X-Files guy.
No, Chris Carter. He was
Chris
the guy
Carter.
on the TV show. Yeah, Andrew
Right.
Paquette was the artist. Andrew Paquette is a good friend, and he's also on Facebook with us. Some of us.
Chris went to the same high school I went to. He graduated a couple years before me, and a girl I knew, he ended up wanting to date her. So I had a mutual friend. So he got a hold of me so he could ask her out.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We've also got Mitch Breitweiser in here, John Malin. We've got Doug Tenaple. This is all-star. It's an all-star cast, and then we've also got Narkish in here. But anyway,
Ethan, may I ask a question?
yes.
Now, I know that we have brothers and sisters all across the fruit playing into this. And I saw that we see with yours and Mike doing your Indiegogo's, and you broadcast it all over all your social media. Is this kind of a secret thing because of all the ComicsGate that people don't know that this is being on, or like how did you get this incredible battalion of real comic fans from all across the world, perhaps to join this? I think it's amazing if you have 1,000 people. I mean, this is incredible. It's wonderful. It's enlightening. But how, like with this particular strain or whatever, what is this? It's the small group of us talking, but everyone listening or tuning in. How did you do this? Like, and what is this? You know,
I feel it's like, what the hell is going on? It's like Billy calls this a strain. It's not an illness.
We talked a few months ago, and I told you, old chum.
Jacob says Ethan is a jackass today. No, Jacob, when you hear me giggling, I'm laughing at you guys. You guys are making me laugh in the chat because you're insulting me, and it's making me laugh. So when you hear me go, it's because you guys just called me a name, called me fat or something, or whatever. Listen, sorry for being a jackass. Let's be very serious about this, Billy. Here's what's going on. We have invented a new way to market comic books to a new audience. YouTube is, frankly, Twitter is dead. Twitter is now just a hostile, terrible social media platform that is just about being snarky, rude, getting into fights with people. There's no clear communication. The people who are on YouTube that are supposed to be selling comics are not. They're using it to deplatform others and to go on tirades about Donald Trump.
Right.
Comics are dying because of this. Now, YouTube is the future, at least for now, until Twitch catches on or BitChute or any of these other platforms that are kind of emerging. This kind of communication is the single best way to market and sell comic books.
Fantastic.
That's what this is.
Fantastic.
Now, it took a while. It takes a while to grow your platform, but each one of you, has to do that. You do have to start a YouTube channel if you don't have one already. You do have to work at building your YouTube channel with subscribers. That's what many people are doing. Mike S. Miller, he's on YouTube every single day.
Yeah, I live here. This is my new home.
Exactly. You're gaining subscribers. The Breitweisers are also gaining subscribers. They're on YouTube every single day.
So we go on every day. Okay.
Every day.
Do you go live? Ethan, do you go live, or did you shoot your video like you did when you showed me in Florida with the movie thing?
We do both.
And
that was how
movie,
I started.
What's that movie app again called? Because I lost my old phone in the rapids in Maui. last week. And that's a funny. I jumped into a waterfall like an idiot, and until you've been hit in the head with a waterfall, you have no idea how powerful a friggin' waterfall is. I'm thinking Brooke Shields and whatever that pussy was that she was Christopher Atkins with the hair, dancing in the waterfall. And when you get hit with a waterfall, it's like getting hit by like a convoy of Mack trucks. And it literally blew my phone off my neck and, down into the jungles, past the chaparral and into the Pacific Ocean, I believe.
Everyone loves Billy right now. The chat is going nuts.
Oh, really?
The chat. Bean from PA. Ethan, I love him. Laughing my ass off. Oh, Billy from JG. Mr. Thundara, I love everything about this guy. Billy Tucci is hugely popular. Wherever he goes, everyone loves Billy, honestly. And this is why, YouTube is kind of the format for Billy. Billy is not Jersey. Billy is Long Island.
Art can warn you about the phone calls you will get tomorrow for being on here with us.
Really?
Yeah, they will come.
Who gives a shit? Who gives
Exactly.
That is the correct answer.
Ethan, I'll sell my comics to anyone. I mean, who am I to discriminate against who would buy my comics? I mean, you'd have to be a fascist or a communist, to do something like that. I mean,
those
my God,
are the people who will be calling you tomorrow.
Aren't we in the land of the free and the home of the brave? And what would Chaplin say to this? Right? Think about it. Think about trying to do what they're trying to do. That's to Charlie Chaplin. Unless some villain named J. Edgar Hoover did try to do something like that, didn't he?
Yeah, threw him out.
If you show up face
threw him
down,
out.
if you show up floating in the river face down tomorrow, we'll know what happened.
Billy, these social justice warriors
after his phone.
Deaths like that. Guys like me die fighting sharks or getting eaten by a whale or die falling down rapids chasing an iPhone.
Hell yeah. All right, everyone loves Billy. The chat is going absolutely crazy. Billy is the Ted Nugent of comics. Billy could easily start a channel like Ethan's. Ethan is our uncle. Billy is our grandpapa. Billy is the leader.
Yes, Grandpa Tucci.
Billy is based as they're going on and on and on. So, Billy, welcome to ComicsGate.
Ethan, for everyone else who wants to start a YouTube channel, what is that app you had for your phone?
I'll tell you about it, but it's irrelevant, Billy. It's irrelevant. It's really about you can make videos. I think you should, but most of the time it is about directly interacting with your subscribers. If you start a YouTube channel, which I believe you do have, Billy, what is your YouTube channel called?
Say it again.
What's your YouTube channel called?
I think I'm just Billy Tucci. I think I have like 2 videos of me riding my motorcycle or something like that.
Okay, look up Billy Tucci, guys.
Yeah, look up Billy Tucci.
Subscribe to Billy Tucci tonight. I think he's going to become a YouTube presence here. Billy's got some comics ideas. Billy is the creator of She. Now, we talk about comics in the 1990s, and I've actually spoken about the way conventions were in the 1990s, prosperity, the way things used to be, and how they are now. And while comics are contracting at this moment, comic sales are shrinking. The SJWs who are gatekeeping and running these conventions, the whole industry, are basically warning people like me and Billy to keep our mouths shut, to not express our views, or else they will throw us out of comics. They'll make sure that we don't they don't have anything to give us. Me and Billy and the people in this chat, talent like Doug TenNapel, talent like Mitch Breitweiser, talent like John Malin, talent like, well, that's all. And I'm cracking on Mike too much tonight. I got to switch off to some stuff.
Hey, Ethan, I'm watching Billy's subscribers skyrocket. He went from 14 to 59.
Yeah, awesome.
Really?
Wow.
Oh my God, I'm trying to find it now. Hang on, I'm trying to figure out.
Oh my gosh, this is hilarious.
Where did I leave my channel?
I have a YouTube channel. It's Esper999. ESPER 999. That's
James Hudnall's channel, Esper, ESPER 999. So subscribe to that as well. We've got 2 new comic skaters tonight, 2 new leaders in the community, Billy Tucci and James Hudnall.
Here.
You guys,
long live the HUD.
So basically, here's what it is. I mean, we do this every night. We do ComicsGate live almost every night, sometimes in the morning. I do send out the link. Anybody who wants to join, for me, it's talk radio. I just talk about the news. Anybody who wants to join, you come here, you talk to the fans directly, and this is driving SJWs crazy. They have no power over us, and we can actually build something big by ourselves with the fans, of course.
You know, this, if I'm, because I'm excited about all this, I mean, I feel like something like this is, you know, you could look at the whole entire comics industry almost as a darkest hour. And we are almost like Churchill, in a way, rallying the English people, not just the English people, but the world, those who were, you know, who were under the hobnail boot heel of the Nazi, and those in the United States, and the ones that were in exile. I mean, it's let freedom ring. By George. I mean, I'm looking at my YouTube channel, and I had 14 subscribers. I have 145 subscribers now.
It's up to 175 right now.
You're wrong. You keep going. They're going to get you to 1,000 in a few minutes.
Wow, I got to make a video then. Oh my gosh,
Billy, let me explain something that you may not. I mean, you kind of hit on it right there, but what you're going to hear as you start doing this is that every single day you will be hearing from new people who say that they have not picked up a comic. They have not walked into a comic book shop in 15, 20 years. You'll hear from people who say they've never bought a comic book before. But what we are doing, what you are doing, is bringing them into this space. So whereas the direct market is like all of these, 30, 40-year-old guys who've been collecting for all these years, and it's a diminishing market, we are growing a whole new pie of readers. So you can have your old customers, and you're going to find a whole new customer base here, and you're just going to grow, and we're just going to grow, and this is going to be, it's going to change the world.
We don't answer.
But all you have to do, Billy, all you have to do is engage them, treat them with respect, and tell them, and create great products for them. And we can do that.
Well, Mitch, I hope that those who have met me, those people, like the people who are subscribing now and the people out there, I mean, they've all changed our lives. We owe them so much. And I find it's so astonishing when someone comes up to us, right? Art, you can think about it, and when the people thank us for doing a book, thank you. When you sign a comic for them and you hand it back to them, you're like, no, thank you for buying this. Thank you for putting a roof over our heads, and be able to provide for ourselves and our families. I mean, it's wonderful. It really is wonderful. And I got to tell you, like you guys and Ethan and Mitch, we've had this conversation, and Mike too, and Doug, that, you get really discouraged, especially what's been going on. And I mean, you look back at the times of, of Stan Lee and Kirby, and look at Romita, and look at the fun comics were. Yeah. You look at the 60s, and a story that Jack and Stan would tell in one issue now takes 9 issues of an event. And people are sick of it. They really are.
Yep.
They want good stories, good one and dones.
Yeah. I had that idea when they relaunched like a New 52, or when Marvel relaunched their thing. They should have every one of their titles be a one and done, at least the first issue.
That's the way you catch them.
Yeah.
Bring them in.
And that's
they need to try new models. My feeling is that I want to imitate J.K. Rowling with comics. I want to produce larger size comics, maybe 1 or 2 per year, graphic novels, and that's it. And I want to use Indiegogo as a platform. Each of these books, they are chronological, like Harry Potter books, but you don't have to have all of them. You could just have one of them, but they always stay in print. They're always available. This is the way comic books should be right now to survive this lunatic market. And they keep doubling down. They're releasing more and more comics to just make up the loss, the shortfall from comics not selling. They're smaller print runs, more comics, higher cover price, just to keep themselves bobbing, floating afloat. And it's at the same time, I mean, the comics are getting weirder. They're getting more SJW. They're getting more radical leftist. Social media is getting vicious to the fans. And look, all we can do at this point is hashtag walk away, do it ourselves, try a different model, try something new. And so far, to date, in the last 4 months, we have raised as a community $1.45 million just with a handful of comics. We will continue to do this. We will continue to grow bigger and bigger, doing less work, doing better work for more money, without the overhead of a big, gigantic Big Two company, without having to listen to SJWs, without having to worry about left-wingers saying, if you admit that you're a Republican, you can kiss all your work goodbye. That's over with. They don't have power anymore because we have this. We have this. This is bigger. We're going to grow it, and we are going to find new ways to sell and distribute comics directly to our customers who've been waiting.
We will triumph.
Of course, we already are. So,
Yes.
welcome, Billy. Welcome,
Wonderful.
James Hudnall.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is wonderful. So when are we coming back?
We're still here.
We're not done yet. We go on.
Okay.
Billy,
I promise I won't kill any of you.
Don't make that promise.
It's like your girlfriend,
Remember, we're your friends. We're the good guys.
By the way, this is just the way comics are right now. I mean, everything has to change. There are opportunities in a down market. There are opportunities. We have found one. Graveyard Shift is up to $13,715 right now. That's phenomenal. John, are you glad to be doing this on your own? I mean, not to say that you would be happy to free yourself from the bonds of your boy Zach, but we know that you are glad to be on your own. How is it? Are you excited about the opportunity of being free, of being the star of your book?
Yeah, no, it's interesting to see because above all, I understand the importance of having a platform underneath you and what it can do for you. And I'm definitely, my channel is not built up. I don't produce a lot of content. So, I mean, it's the strength of my friends. It's the strength of the people in the ComicsGate community, all coming around and, putting in on this, and supporting me. So yeah, I'm very excited. I'm very grateful to everybody. And yeah, I mean, it's great. And what you're saying earlier, ComicsGate, it is liberating. You don't have to worry about every decision if you want to talk about being a conservative or being a moderate or even being a liberal, because against the SJWs, anything, to the left of far or to the right of far left is an extremist. So yeah, it's great. I mean, it's freedom is what ComicsGate is. It's having some peace of mind once again. So,
well, John, if you need any help on your book, even if it's just ink a couple pages, or if you want me to assist you on a cover, I'd love to throw some ink over your pencils. So.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, maybe I can find something for you, Art, because I know you do a lot of good drawing too. So maybe a pinup or something. We'll see we'll see where the book goes in terms of what it raises, and if we have something extra, it could very well be possible. Yeah.
Well, you have my support, and you don't have to pay me, so I'll do it. I'll do it for ComicsGate.
Well, I'll be sure you get paid. So we are all capitalists here. So thank you very much.
We should use
Except
each other
Mike.
for talent. Yeah, I mean that's. Well, I wouldn't say Mike
I'll
isn't.
exploit.
Why am I the
Art's
whipping
labor.
boy tonight?
Mike,
You
I'm
didn't
happy
even pay me for shipping for that piece.
Mike, I'm happy to
You
tell you that
volunteered, dude.
Not to ship it. I volunteered to draw it.
Mike, you got your
shipping.
$50 back. You're at $75,757. I just want to let you know that you got your $50 back. So congratulations for that.
Now I can pay Art his $3 shipping.
My blood money.
Red Rooster Golden Age, $150,578. It keeps rising. That's a great thing. I'm going to check on Bigfoot Bill. Doug, how's Bigfoot Bill doing?
I got it up right here. It was when I last checked. It was 32,307 with 536 backers. Thank you all.
Yeah, fantastic.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Cool.
Oh, Bill,
Yeah.
you're gonna kill it, man. You're gonna kill it.
Oh, I'm terrified. From your lips to God's ears, my friend.
It is terrifying.
Billy,
but
I was scared crapless.
yeah.
Scared crapless.
Really? I told you that you didn't have to be. If you remember,
Well, we're
I
telling
do.
you.
No, yeah, he's telling you, Billy, you should be scared.
You can really put out some tremendous. You've already put out tons of tremendous books, so I'm sure that anything you do is going to be cool.
Well, I hope so. And, it is our 25th anniversary next year as well, Art. So we're looking to do a whole slew of books. By next year, San Diego, I want to have 2 new graphic novels, perhaps an omnibus, and a whole bunch of silver editions and blah, 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 all that jazz. But we'll save that for another time.
On top of that, Billy, you're going to be able to be offering backlog stuff too in your freaking Indiegogo. So you could, I mean, look what Brian just did, offering all his backlog stuff on Lady Death. What did you get up to? 200,000 so far, something like that?
Yeah, he's killing it. He is killing it.
Yeah, you have that kind of potential because of what you have already. We're like all starting new books.
Oh, I hope so, my friend. I got to tell you, I really do. But, have faith, right? I have faith. Why not? By George.
Let me read some of these super chats here. People pay me to read these, Billy. So I get to read these. And I'm sorry for the insults that are going to be forthcoming. Siren Jag, thanks for $5. Yesterday, I met 6 lemon cupcakes with strawberry whippy frosting. I asked myself what Ethan would do, and I loaded my diet into the trebuchet. Well, listen, I've walked away from many a cupcake, and I'm walking away from the pies and the donuts. Gojirify $2. Billy Tucci and Mike, who works at Chi-Chi's. Mike, do you Chi-Chi's now, Mike, with the fried ice cream? Yeah,
I've never even heard of Chi-Chi's. Is that an East Coast thing?
Yeah,
I thought that was a bad word.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's well, it's a.
What does it
For
mean?
tatas.
Tatas.
Really?
Well,
Yeah.
my subscribers are up to 105 right now. They were like
'Cause of
30
the
when I started.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Well, if you guys want, bring some over to me too. I could use them.
Pile them on. Spread the cheddar.
Yeah, me too. Blacklist Universe. Come on down.
People are saying Brian Polito for ComicsGate. Yeah, Brian Polito's got his own thing. I don't think he needs ComicsGate. He's got his own kind of thing. Although he's been invited, he's his own corporation, Coffin Comics over there. They're doing very, very well.
Yeah.
S.E. Tonks, thanks for $4.99. Earthworm Jim is such an amazing property. The second level of the first game, Welcome to Heck, is one of the best levels ever.
Thank you. I did the animation on that level, and I designed the Heck part of it. I mean,
Wow.
that was based, and Ethan, Heck was based on Evil the Cat, which is my first little tiny foray into comics in 1991. We did like 1,700 copies of the Evil the Cat comic. Then we flipped him into the Earthworm Jim universe.
Yeah, well, amazing. Good information for fans out there. Everyone loves Earthworm Jim. Everyone loves Doug TeNapel. They're happy to meet you in ComicsGate.
I love them.
Bagel Goose, $2. Have Nurkish talk about Cash Grab. That was Cecil pretending to be another guy. No, Cecil, no. Not until you admit that you're Cecil. CJ, thanks for £5. I think Cecil should be the voice of Judgy the Unicorn from Bigfoot Bill. What are Doug's thoughts on this?
I know like Rob Paulson, like these actual voice actor guys that I would use for him, but we'll throw Cecil another role, just not Judgy. He's not judgmental enough.
No, he isn't. Tim Riggs, because he's not better than anyone. That's the problem. Like, Cecil isn't better than anyone. How can you be judgmental when you're like not better than anyone? Right, Cecil? Cecil in the chat still. Anyway, where are we here? Oh yeah, so Tim Riggs, $5. Just finished watching the morning stream and went and listened to Cats in the Cradle. What a great reminder, Ethan and Doug. I choked up. Remember that?
Yep. Here we go. They're starting us already.
I know.
Remember, we got to play it for Mike, just with no warning.
Oh my God! If we could get Mike to cry,
that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna play Cats in the Cradle and just do a close up. Just zoom in on his eyes and just watch. Just watch this.
Let's see. Seki says $2. I just got chills from hearing Edwin pitch Graveyard Shift. Whoa, Edwin, no homo, but I'm moist after that intro, says Chris Abrams. The Alien, thanks for $5. Edwin reminds me of Sean Connery. He's a cool dude, as are you all. Sierra Whiskey, $1.99. Cecil's pancake nipples are perky after Edwin's pitch. You know, it's the imagery of nipples that are the size of pancakes. It's very disturbing. Jesus A. Sabalas Jr. $5. After Doug's J.J. Abrams story from the other day, shouldn't he be called B.J. Abrams now? That is a good.
Oh, don't make me regret telling that story, guys.
You're gonna regret it.
Thanks, guys.
Gojirify $2. Billy is the Joe Pesci of ComicsGate.
Wow, that's close.
Well,
The
like
accent,
because I'm
the Jersey,
funny.
the Jersey, yeah.
Yes, I'm not from Jersey. I'm from Long Island. But what does that mean? I'm funny like a clown.
Like a clown to you?
I mean, I guess it's funny to you. Is this funny? Like I guess it's better than being the Fredo Corleone of ComicsGate, right? I mean, it could be worse because I'm smart, not dumb like everybody says I'm smart. And I want respect. But ain't the way I wanted it.
Billy's subscriber count just went up another 2.
Good Lord.
Sure. Parsival 516 $5. If there was a tournament where the ComicsGate guys had to fight, how easily would Mitch kill everyone? Mitch, you want to comment on that?
They're trying to start a serial killer thing on Mitch.
Why would Mitch isn't like a serial killer, is he? I mean,
He's
James
quiet
is.
and good looking.
He's quiet, yeah.
He's got the Dexter. It's the Dexter thing.
He always kept to himself.
Or like a American Psycho, you know.
Yeah, he was such a quiet boy.
Yeah.
I'm keeping a list.
Mitch, if you were going to kill us all, how would you go about it? Like, what would you?
I would host a ComicsGate convention and a pie eating contest, and I would just poison all the pies.
Oh my God! And we'd never see it coming. I would never see that coming.
Stay away from the pies.
Oh my God. March Hare, $1.99. More She, please. East Wind Rain, a favorite of mine.
Oh yeah, that was a great one. That was a lot of fun. Thank you. I love World War II stories, and that was a fun one. But the new story, if I may I pitch my little thing real quick?
Yes, please.
And I apologize for I'm just enthusiastic and I'm drinking beer. So basically, what my story is, it's called She Return of the Warrior, and it's going to be 25 years after the original Way of the Warrior storyline, where Anna Ishikawa, our protagonist, will now be a single mother raising her teenage daughter. She is currently the curator of the Brooklyn Botanic Gardens, and her warrior past is far behind her. Until one day, a man shows up at her work, and basically he tells her that he is Masahiro Arashi's doctor. And for those of you who read the She comics, Masahiro Arashi was the antagonist of the story, who, after battling She, just ended up taking responsibility for all of her crimes, since he was a catalyst of it all. He's a murderous Yakuza. And what he did was, for the past 25 years, he's been in an insane asylum. And the doctor who's been treating him for the past 25 years shows up and basically tells her that Masahiro Arashi is now dying of dementia, and he's escaped, and he's coming after her. And that's basically the story, is that Anna's now in her mid-40s. She'll still look beautiful as ever. My wife is 50, and she's never looked more beautiful than me. Got to hang out with Kelly Hu last week in Hawaii, and she's stunning. And I just love the idea of a comic book growing up. And now this woman has to teach her punk, 16-year-old daughter, who has no idea of her mother's past or anything like that, she has to become a lioness and save not only her own life, but her daughter's. And that's the story. And I think it's pretty cool. I think it's really cool. And I'm really excited about it.
It's cool.
And we're looking forward for that for October with the Indiegogo.
All right, good. That's going to be wave 2 of ComicsGate, guys, because Rainbow Brute launches October 1st. We're going to have She, Return of the Warrior, October as well. A lot of great product.
And Black and White.
The Futurists with Butch guys.
Wow, this is
ComicsGate
fantastic.
wave 2. It's going to kick ass. But look, right now at this moment, Red Rooster is what it's all about. $150,673. We just sold a few more copies of Red Rooster to you guys. Thank you so much. It's
3 days left.
Mitch, congrats.
Thank you, Art. Yeah, it's been incredible. Incredible.
Here.
Graveyard Shift, $13,895. John Malin is continuing to have a successful launch. So that's a great thing as well. Mike S. Miller, no.
He has kids.
Yeah, well,
I got 5 kids to feed, people.
Yeah, guys, Lone Star Heart of the Hero. The link is in the description. If you haven't yet backed Lone Star Heart of the Hero, even though he is 475% funded, why not go check that out? Why not go, buy a copy of Mike S. Miller's epic graphic novel?
Here's a fight scene from it right here. I'm doing.
Go ahead.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, I just posted 6 color pages. I will update as I go along. I'm on page 27, so pretty far along. And I gotta go eat, guys. It was great seeing you. Congrats, Billy, James, for joining the family. I'll catch you guys later.
It was gorgeous.
Later, Mike.
Thanks for everything, guys.
All right, Mike.
Beautiful, Mike. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Lone Star Heart of the Hero is staying in the description. Obviously, if you haven't backed it, why not support Mike and his beautiful artwork? Great story about an ex-soldier turned government super agent fighting for the innocent against the darkest evil. The darkest evil. Yeah, go look into that. Everyone's happy. Everyone's saying goodnight, Mike. Everyone loves Mike S. Miller. True. All right, so let me read a couple more super chats here. You guys are fantastic. Thank you so much for the support. You guys are just coming out and supporting ComicsGate. We do appreciate you. Douglas Loudon, $10 must be in the Twilight Zone. Lefty old man Canadian, enjoying you guys. We love you, lefty Canadians. We love you. Come be with us. Come support ComicsGate. Join us. Just know that not all of us on the left are crazy. Just supported Graveyard Shift. Hey, Douglas, we don't think everyone on the left is crazy, just SJWs. And if you are with us, you are tolerant and fun, and you are not an SJW. So welcome. Nick Zona Trash, $2. Who's the one booze cruising to the liquor store? That was Billy Tucci. That was, Tim Riggs, $5. Tracking 9 books. ComicsGate has raised $911,491 so far. I'd say that proves there's a lot more money and audience in this for ComicsGate. So that's 9 books he's looking at. Raven's Eye Reviews, $2. $538,000. Hold my beer, says Billy. Best ComicsGate ever. So people are expecting, people are literally expecting you to come in and crush with shape. I can see that totally happening, and we're gonna see what we can do to make that happen.
Well, I think we're all experiencing a Braveheart moment here. It is so liberating. It really is. Aside from, my own thing is that for 10 years I published She, and I think we did, 80 issues or so. We sold 3.5 million books, but you get burnt out. You really do. And then you think that, well, I got this opportunity now because people come to you to draw for the big 2, and we all got into this, or at least I got into this because I love comics. I love these characters, and it was a dream come true. But then you become a slave to them. And Darwyn Cook said one time, and I told you this, Ethan, he said, and he was really heartbroken over it. He said, you know what? He said, Billy, he said, we care more about their characters than they do.
Absolutely.
And when you have a guy like Darwyn Cook with the amount of Eisners that he won and the millions of, I don't know, millions because of the way the comics were structured now, but hundreds of thousands of books and the awards and the accolades. And he had to fight for every single thing he did because that B did not like his style. Yeah. They liked, a Jim Lee style. They did not get his style. And, he's the type of guy that he'd be right here with us. I'll tell you that. Because he didn't take no bullshit from nobody.
Darwyn would have been ComicsGate in a heartbeat. That's what people needed to understand about Darwyn. He went his own way, and he just didn't care. He didn't care what other people thought. He did what he wanted to do. And politically, he was. I like him a lot. So, I miss Darwyn. I was thinking about him the other day.
We had an epic night that time, Ethan. You remember when we were at the MegaCon and we're at our hotel room and we had just stopped in and bought a bunch of beers and a bunch of booze and wine, and we're bringing it up to our room, and the first person we saw was Darwyn Cook, and he helped us bring it up. And 8 hours later, we come stumbling out to the bar, but the doors open to my hotel, and remember they had like balconies, they were outdoor balconies, and who comes wheeling up is Ethan Van Sciver, and the young hunter. And joins the party. It was a great time. What a great night.
Darwyn made fun of my tattoos. He said, what are you, a male stripper? Yeah. It was great. Good times, man. I miss Darwyn. That was one of the last times I saw him, He was just such a fun, kind, what a great guy. Yeah, I'll never stop missing Darwyn. He was when Darwyn died, I think a big piece of the comics industry went with him, and that that's not an exaggeration.
And you wonder
and
what's
animation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right, you're right, Art. But I was wondering, with the type of personality that he was, and the influence he had over people, would there even have had to be a ComicsGate? Because I think he could have influenced so many budding social justice warriors and really put them in their place because he was so respected. I think a guy like Darwyn lacking to be a gatekeeper almost just allowed the floodgates to open, and just this, swarm of madness that just came through.
No, they try to destroy anything that people love. They're trying to destroy everything in our culture. So I think they would have tried to destroy him. I don't think they would have succeeded, but they will. It doesn't matter, they want to destroy everything that they hate, and they hate our culture. So we have to show them that they're wrong. We have to show the supremacy of our culture, which is wonderful, in our comics, and we got to show people why millions and millions of people all over the world love American comic book superheroes and other characters. I mean, go into like Peanuts and everything you can think of. Comics is something that is loved the world over, and we need to save it. We need to show people the value of what we do, because the publishers don't believe in it. They stopped believing in comics years and years ago, and they're basically trying to destroy it. Really,
the industry is so micromanaged, DC and Marvel, where there's just a few people on high that are making decisions for the entire franchise. It's not even in the editor's hands anymore.
Yeah, no, you can tell as soon as Paul Levitz retired, he was the last person holding the gates at DC, as far as he loved comics. I don't necessarily agree with him on everything, but he did try to protect the industry, and once he left, that was it. It's the
old guard.
Yep. I mean, Marvel and DC are dead to us. And
Marvel's been gone for a long time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Longer
when they went bankrupt, that was it. When they purged all those editors and everything. But to be honest, I've worked at both companies, and I can tell you, and I worked there in the 80s and 90s, and I can tell you that it's really a blessing not to work for them, because those companies will just suck you dry. They don't care. It's just toothpaste to them, and they don't care about the quality of the product or anything. They don't even care about the creators.
That's why I'm here right now. It's because of that.
Well, we care about the quality of the product.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. And we love comics, and we love the fans.
Yep.
I've always loved comics, and I love the industry. And it's funny, one time in the 90s, Todd DeFalco came up to me and said, "Do you still love comics?" And I said, "Yeah, I love comics." And he goes, "Don't worry, we'll get that out of you." Joking.
Wow. That sounds like Tom. That
was so on the money, though, that line. Even though I love comics, but I used to go around saying I love the industry. I don't necessarily stop doing that a while ago, but actually it's not the industry. It's just, we need to get the attitude back to the industry that is missing. It's been missing for a long time. Back when I started, people loved doing comics, and they had a love for the medium, and that's what we need to get back to. The people that are running comics don't have a love for the medium at all. We
have to find this enthusiasm, right? And give them something where they don't know what's around the next corner, right? The audience doesn't know what to expect next. So they're always excited, and we always bring the enthusiasm. We always bring professionalism, and they will show up. They are showing up.
Yeah,
and look at the diversity you have here with just us here. I mean, how many different books and how many different tones and how many different characters we're going to be bringing to the party. So, that's interesting to look at, or interesting to look forward to as well.
Yeah, one of the projects I want to do is I want to collect the Age of Heroes in color. John Ridgway's been coloring them, and it's mostly done now. So we want to put out a trade of that, and it looks fantastic. John has been coloring it for years on his own time, and it's going to be a beautiful book. And that's one of the many projects that I want to do. I have a lot of projects, and I'd be happy to do this through ComicsGate. Absolutely.
All right. The chat is eating me alive right now, by the way, about the stripper thing. It's really bad. It might supplant the pie thing, or they'll combine it with pie and make it worse. Harry Berger on $2. Nurkish and Cecil need to record who's on first. Sketch Therapy, you're funnier than last 5 comedies. It should be 10 times more profitable. I have so much fun. Comics seem like a bonus. SJWs dehumanize us. You humanize us. Thank you. Well, of course. And you're welcome. Joe Marone, thanks for $5. Remember seeing Billy and Wizard back in the 90s? This is surreal. There he is. There's Billy.
Billy was legend.
Here I am.
Yeah.
Good Lord, legend.
Chicken Sith, thanks for $5. Cecil offered to charge me for using my cash grab fan parody of Kelsey's Iron Sights cover as a variant for, wait a minute. Mark Oakley, $10. I've seen this before. You guys can be the new image if you play it right. Dave Sim, the grandpa of indie comics, would love this. I'm cheering from the drafting board. Awesome.
Wow.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you.
Yeah, that's high praise.
Johnny in Cleveland, $1.99. Indiegogo for us, Billy. You sell, we buy, guaranteed. All right. So,
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow.
But we'll come through for you. You have to stand up for them, though. That is the one thing. We've had a few people come in here and try to exploit ComicsGate and then stab them in the back the next moment, and that's not tolerable. You have to your ComicsGate. Your ComicsGate in your heart. Emery Calamay, thanks for $2. Divine or Demon Diviner Blazer Talisman Challenger. The Vile Delinquent, $5. Just got in. Did you tell Nurkish about Ethan Van Cyborg? Personally, I think it's a perfect robotic copy. Vile Delinquent, $2. Yell. Sketch Therapy, $2. Puerto Rico region locked from the Super Chat Spot VPN. Never Fear Penguin is here, $4.99. Nurkish, do you look like your avatar? Does Cecil look like Dom DeLuise? Kinda. All the fan art for Cash Grab is great, by the way. Adam Wright, $1.99. James, get closer. Can almost see those nose hairs. James. They're like, you're too close to your camera, they're saying. Listen. Go
Just move your head down.
Just looking at it on my screen.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. Listen, the thing about ComicsGate is these people want to bust your balls. They're going to do it to all of us. I get it the worst. Mike S. Miller is now a crybaby. Everybody gets a meme, okay? So me mentioning that Darwyn Cook said, what are you, a male stripper? I am not going to hear the end of that for a month. Okay, that was stupid of me to say. They're going to kick my ass with that, and you just have to roll with it. T-Bear's appearance, directed by Orson Welles, says Go Jurify. It was initially, when you first showed up, it was a little bit film noir. Grom, thanks for $2. Just watching Billy made me a real man. Leo the Bum Tickler, $5. God, look at all these boomers. By the way, boomer, it doesn't mean baby boomer. It's millennial speak for old man who doesn't know how to use technology. So remember, that's all of us.
Proud of it.
Boomer. All we need is a huge lemon party and ComicsGate will be complete. Oh, shut up, Leo. But thank you for $5. K Brady, $1.99. First, destroy Zach, then maximize profit. That is the plan. Mitch, you were planning on doing the same thing from what I read.
Yeah, and then so was Ben Henderson of Cautionary Comics. We all three had the same plan. Ben couldn't figure out why, and it's because we have to maximize profits.
So we have to destroy diversity in comics and supplant him.
The plan is easy.
The only thing between us and Fabulous Wealth is diversity in comics, so we must destroy Zach. I'm working on it.
Well, do we coordinate or do we compete to take him down? What's
the plan? What's the plan?
The Legion of Doom. We do the Legion of Doom and take down Zach. Doomgate. These weirdo SJWs, for those who don't know what the F we're talking about, SJWs on Twitter have theories about what ComicsGate is up to. A few of them think that my plan, somebody said my plan was to destroy Zach so that I can take all his profits because he's in the way of me succeeding. I thought that was funny. A few other people said the same thing. They said they're trying to destroy Zach as well. Edwin Boyette, $4.99. Don Tucci can help us get rid of Zach. Everyone wants to get rid of Zach now.
Yeah,
A deer skull on his pillows, and he will get the message to cancel the sequel to Pie Breakers. Justin Penlasigui, thanks for $10. Mike, I missed you a couple live chats ago. Can my small marketing team take you out for beers and pick your brain sometime? We live in North County. Well, Mike left. I'm sorry I didn't get to your chat sooner. I'll let him know, Justin. Yanni Huel, 20 pesos. What is Billy's take on unicorns? Billy, unicorns, did they exist?
I think I married one.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Smooth.
I think I did. Is that? I mean,
That's
I think
good.
I did. I
That
think
works.
I think I've had 3 great loves in my life, and I think every one of them was a unicorn. To be quite honest with you, I think they do exist, and I've seen some of your other gals, and I think some of you guys have as well.
Absolutely.
So just saying. So that's my pledge on unicorns. That said, I love the film Legend. Cried when they put the horn back in the horse's head, and they all danced around, all the fairies and the gnomes and young Tom Cruise hopping around with the green
That's
leotard.
Ridley Scott's worst movie, right?
Yeah, but visually it was so fantastic.
When the unicorns are their horses galloping and they have
Yes, Love by the
horn,
Sun.
a horn stuck on their head and the horn is bouncing in
yeah.
slow motion.
Yeah.
Here's how ComicsGate
Those
is
are just-
translating what Billy just said. Billy is a furry. Billy's drunk.
Oh my God, I hate furries. You could ask.
Boy,
Hey,
that-
whoa! You ask anyone. Furries are very disturbing. I hate furries more than I hate Montagues and D.
Good
Yeah,
cover,
well,
Billy.
Shakespeare.
Good cover, Billy. Maybe they'll buy it.
Yeah, they won't. They're going to call you a furry even harder now.
He went from the manliest guy in the room to just they flipped
To
on
the
him that
furriest
quick.
guy.
Now he's furry guy.
To the furriest guy in the world. Indeed.
They said, "Hey, it's Billy Big Balls over here."
Furry.
Billy Big Balls from Jersey. Nah, I'm from Long Island.
Now they're calling you a brony. All right, so see, that's how quickly it devolves, Billy. But they do it.
I
out of
love
love.
it. I love you. Can call me whatever you want as long as you don't call me Collect.
That's correct. Big
Billy,
Yes.
did you tell him about the Jerry, about your name being
Yes,
changed?
Jerry Tucci. I actually went on my YouTube channel, and thank you, ComicsGate. Is this called ComicsGate? Forgive me. Is this what this is?
Yeah. It's
all right. Well,
loosely
thank
called
you,
ComicsGate.
EBS for the invite. But my YouTube channel has now gone. I think I had 14 subscribers not an hour ago, and I have 264 subscribers. And my videos start with Jerry Tucci, where I showed up at my booth for this weekend's Terrificon, which was fantastic. And my table was gone, my chairs were gone, and there was a sign left up, and I didn't pay much mind to it. I set up my big backdrop, got tables ordered. Hang on, Will, my son William, and next thing I know, everyone's calling me Jerry all weekend, and I have no idea what they're doing for. So finally, I asked the promoter, Mitch Halleck, why is everyone calling me Jerry? And he shows me my sign, and it's basically they had misprinted my name as Jerry Tucci. So I now have a new Facebook page, and it's Jerry Tucci. And
hilarious.
please go on it and friend me, because it is going to be the most off-color, awful, snarky, son of a bitch bastard channel you've ever seen. And you'll say thanks for the ad, and I'll tell you to go fuck yourself, to be quite honest.
Billy,
just-
how many cons you do a year, if I may?
Well, this year, again, the thing is after doing She, and again, marrying a smart woman, thank God for that she set aside, we have money for our retirement. We have money for our kids' college education. We're set pretty much for the rest of our lives, knock on wood. But when you stop self-publishing and doing your own work, you become slaves to the big two. And they'll come to you to pitch things. You pitch things for them. You'll break it down into 6 or 7 chapters. You'll spend weeks on it. And then for one reason or another, it never happens. Or they come to you and say, we're going to pass on that for now. We're going to hold off on that. So, I mean, I've got two boys to feed, and with my wife and my kids, and I have a mortgage to pay. So I got to do the conventions. So I think this year, I think I did like 20 conventions this year.
Wow.
Or I'm doing 20 conventions. And hopefully
Two a month.
when I bring back She, I'll cut it down to 10. And hopefully we'll have a big grand get together at a bar or a pub somewhere where we can all get together and have a huge right-minded dinner or like-minded dinner.
Well, we're gonna have a whole convention, Billy. We
Oh,
have
my
people who
gosh.
are willing to set in Philadelphia at Dave and Buster's. We've got investors that want to promote ComicsGate and do the very first ComicsGate con. So, you know, obviously that, you know, that's going to be a big deal. And yeah, we will party. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to do it 90s style. It's going to be noisy. It's going to be full of music. It's going to be loud fun where they're going to be exclusive comics. It's going to be the way comics should be. By the way, speaking of the way comics should be, Graveyard Shift just broke $14,000, $14,127.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Wow. It's great.
Red Rooster won $150,673. People are coming out for Red Rooster. And Doug Tenaple, last I looked, Doug Tenaple jumped up a little bit too.
I went up on 32, 417. I'd like to hit 33 tonight.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
I'm at 537. If I can get 550 backers, get in on my book. I want to make. I've got a sample page up for my sketchbook, Ethan. I got the ash can is up, a page from it.
Awesome.
It's like it's a sketch. It's a sketchbook / ash can. Let me do a screen share here. How's that?
Yeah, do it.
Bigfoot Bill.
Let's see. Here's app window. There it is. I don't know if this is going to come in big enough or not, but this is one of the pages here I just finished.
Look at that.
Yeah, this is how Hades is done.
Wow.
And this is the skull of Hades. He's got the death stick there. This is how he lost the Kraken, and he gave all of his authority to Poseidon. So here Poseidon inherits the Kraken, and he's playing fetch with him. He has this great white shark, and he throws it off in the distance, and he brings back a big giant like clipper ship. He's all, bad Kraken, bad.
Man, that's gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, it's going to work. I'm happy with it. I'm busting my butt on this thing. I'm going to do my very best. Very best.
Hey, Doug, what size are you working? They look smaller than 11 by 17.
No, it's a lot. Here, I'll show you the original page. Hold on, let me end this screen sharing copy here. I can figure it out. Okay, I have it. Well, it's over there. Hold on one second.
Hey guys, I gotta get out right now. So let's do it again. I'll be happy to get in tomorrow.
Have a good one, James.
Right,
James, it won't be tomorrow. Tomorrow I've got the High Council, but I'll send you a link. Okay.
There's the original there.
Welcome, James. Welcome.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Have a good night.
That's 11 by 17. If I go up.
Oh, because you're using a brush, right? So
Yeah, ink and brush.
Bigger.
and
Wow,
brush.
that's nice. Nice brush work.
Thank you.
That was awesome. Can I show you a Cyberfrog page?
Yeah.
Please.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let me see here.
Oh yeah.
I gotta click on me, and then I gotta click screen share.
Is this the double pager?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Cool.
so this is Heather and Cyberfrog. Salamandroid has just stuck his head through their Camden, New Jersey building. Yeah, is that too small? I don't know. This is the 90s, so I want people drinking big gulps. I want people consuming. You know, I want Bill Clinton confessing to fucking Monica Lewinsky on the TV. All these things are important.
That's nice.
But, yeah, I'm having so much fun. It's like these characters that we created back in the 90s, Billy, they'll never stop being a part of us. It's I don't want to lose them again. The idea of going back and doing other people's stuff is heartbreaking.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Hey, Ethan, can I show you the cover sketch for issue 1?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see.
Okay, let me take a small break. I'm going to go upstairs to the studio and bring it down. Hold on.
Okay. So let's read some more super chats here. Let's see. Did you see the MTV VMAs? J-Lo won a Vanguard Award, says Big Fat Man. I didn't see that. Colonel Flom, thanks for $1.99 donation. Appreciate that. Alex G, $2. Billy is just boneless EVS. What does that mean? quite the opposite. I'm boneless Billy Tucci. Let's see here. Colonel Flom, you guys provide a great product service, create competition, and us consumers pay willingly. That's capitalism at its finest. Chaos Risen, $1.99. Is Billy's mic attached to his belt or his shoes? He's fixed it now. Jesse N, $2. Stop sugar and simple carb for a week and lost 5 pounds. Sketch Therapy, $2. Don't forget my super chats, please. Dapper Dragon Media, $2. Pete Mac, 2 pounds. Do we call Billy Don Tucci or Billy Churchill? What do you think, Billy? What would you rather be called?
Oh man, I like Churchill, but Don Tucci sounds pretty good. But
The pipe looked like MacArthur.
yeah, I got a cigar too. But bye.
Yeah, Churchill cigar, and the pipe is MacArthur.
Yes. I'll have a Wednesday. Are we coming back Wednesday, Ethan? You said you're not here tomorrow evening.
Well, like basically what I do is I decide when I'm going to go, and I just throw out links. And if you want to come on,
I'll have my cigar.
Yeah. Dapper Dragon Media, thanks for $2. Gojirify, $2. Can we get Kelly Hu to do a comic for ComicsGate? Yeah.
I don't know. She's pretty ballsy, you know. I had to send her a She action figure. She's tough, man. She's tough as nails. But who knows?
Chaos Risen gives me $10 and says, "Hey Billy, I met you at San Diego Comic-Con, and I have to tell you, man, I knew you'd be perfect with these guys. I bought 4 of your pieces, and I can't wait for the next part of her story."
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. May I show another thing that what I'm working on? I don't know if people know this, but I'm bringing back Miss Fury. I just did a little drawing when I write, so there she is. But if anyone knows the character Miss Fury, it was written in 1941. It ran for 10 issues. It was the first comic book ever written, illustrated, and created by a woman, by June Tarpe Mills. And it ran for 10 years, and it is the ballsiest Nazi punching, serial adventure, sexy, slinky comic you've ever seen. The Marla Drake is Miss Fury. She wears this black cat suit. Tomorrow I will be having on my Facebook page my Days of Fury episode number 3, where I'll be talking about the costume that launched hundreds of imitators and millions of dollars. Because if you look up Miss Fury, you'll see that her costume is which is now Catwoman, is literally is the costume of Miss Fury.
I'm sorry to tell you, Billy, that you just fell into your own meme. They're now calling you Miss Furry. So that's what they do. That's what they do around here.
I love them I want to adopt them. I love them. I love these guys.
Art, what do you got for us?
Okay, let's see if I can focus this on the camera. Can you guys see this? Should go up. I'm not sure what you see.
Go up. Put it up more higher. Okay. Pull it back.
Okay. How's that?
There we go. Yeah, it looks
so
good,
it's
man.
still layout.
That looks great. That's for black and white. You know, back in the 1990s, RT Bear had a comic that he published with Rob Liefeld Studio, Extreme Studios, called Black and White. He owned it. He's going to bring it back. He's going to bring it back through ComicsGate. So it's pretty great.
It was beautiful. I bought it. I have them.
Oh, thank you.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
The guy and the gal. I remember it. Yep, beautiful. I remember your interview in Wizard as well.
We were top teners back then. Remember when they had the top 10 and they cut out our faces and put them up there?
Yeah, I think by the sales of these comics, I think some of us in here are top 10s already back again, far and away top 10s.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. Let's see. Dapper Dragon Media. Doug was one of the first pros that encouraged me to pursue my dreams when I met him at a con. I blame his kindness for my poor life decisions. Doug, do you have
Yeah, those are my favorite stories. My buddy, he's an animation teacher, and a kid came up to him and go, "You're the reason why I went into college and studied animation." My friend Mike goes, "Well, what are you doing now?" He goes, "Oh, I'm a waiter."
Oh, Jiminy!
Oh boy! It's the curse of.
Tim Riggs, $5, 38 years old. Lone Star will be the first book I ever buy. ComicsGate is one of the most beautiful displays of pure capitalism I've ever witnessed.
Amen.
Hell yeah. We're here to make money, guys. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to sell you hamburgers and hot dogs, and these artistes to tell you if you don't like their weirdo vision, then don't buy it. They are not capitalists. They're anti-capitalist. They do not belong. Nobody should ever hire them, obviously. But we are out to sell you comics. If you don't like them, tell us why, and we'll fix it, or we'll offer you something different. That's ComicsGate. Mark C, $5. I got the impression that when the Joe Q group came in, they got rid of so many of the old guard, they threw the baby out with the bathwater. Billy, what's your impression about that? Do you think there's any truth to that? Getting rid of the old guard?
Man, it's all a mystery to me. That's why when I came on with the whole ComicsGate, because I really don't know what it's all about. I'm just floored by the conversations I've been having on these almost 20 conventions I've done this year. And I mean, you looked at how comics was back at the Big Two, and you talk about Joe and stuff like that. But I mean, it's not fun anymore. It seems there's no joy.
There's fear. There's a lot of
fear. It's the retailers too were responding to that, and there was that revolt last year at the New York Comic Con when Marvel was saying that we make comics for the people that come into people that are not in your store, but the people that are looking into your store from the outside. And then the retailers stood up and said, well, the people that are looking at our comics from the inside are coming in to find Chris Hemsworth to be Thor, not the female Thor. The characters on the screen, the characters that they see in the movies are not in the comics on the shelves. And they're being discouraged. And then the retailers were saying that you're forcing us to buy certain titles that we don't want to buy. And if we don't buy it, they're labeling them racist and homophobes or misogynists or some weird things like that. And they're really bullying them, it seems. Some of these marketing people or some of these companies seem to be bullying the retailers into buying things that they can't sell. And it seems like a giant failed experiment, and it sucks because I love comics, and I love Marvel Comics, I love DC Comics. I have so many friends in that working for them, and they all love comics. The ones that I know, I don't know too many of the other ones of the I guess the Crusaders and things like that. I know the same people I've known for for 10 years or so, and they love comics. And I don't know if they're trying to work through a few things. Who knows? I don't know. So
the thing is,
I wasted everyone's time, and I apologize for it.
I don't want to see DC. I don't want to see DC and Marvel fail. I hate to watch them kill themselves and commit suicide. I love DC and Marvel enough that I want it to make great comics because those logos, just those names and those companies mean something to me. Why do you think, Ethan, that Disney doesn't have a great enough grasp on Marvel to tell them, look, we have these giant billion-dollar movies. Maybe you should be telling some better adventures like these movies in your comics, because they're just going off on another planet in the comics. I don't get it.
Well, I mean, look, I don't think Disney really cares about Marvel Comics. I think they care about Marvel, the properties that they own. I think that they're using them way better than Marvel Comics is. And at the same time, it's pretty clear from recent events that Disney tells Marvel to shut the F up whenever Marvel sticks its nose into their business. Now, they fired James Gunn from Guardians of the Galaxy for making endless jokes about child pornography and pedophilia. Fired him. And Marvel Comics, basically approached Disney and said, hey, please hire him back, and leaned on him. And Disney said, go F yourselves. We own you. We make the decisions, not you. Look at your brand. Look at what you're doing to your brand. You let us do our thing, and you go over there and be degenerates. And that works just fine. I think Marvel understands. Marvel sees this for what it is. Now, I've already said that Avengers 4 is going to be a catastrophe if it is what I think it's going to be, which is sisters are doing it for themselves. They're going to use all of their female characters. They're going to introduce Riri. They're going to introduce Squirrel Girl, Carl Manvers, all their weirdo SJW characters to come in and fight and defeat Thanos and save the day for all the white male heroes that died. I'm sure that's what Avengers 4 is going to be. And I'm hearing from my insiders that I'm pretty much on track about that. So that is going to be a disaster. That is Marvel trying out these SJW characters. and they're not going to do any better than they do in the comics, and it's a shame.
I also think, Ethan, that what Marvel's doing is they don't want to publish anymore because the overhead is rather expensive. So I think they want to do what like Disney does, is they license the characters out to other publishers and things like that. They don't really manufacture. So I think they want to get rid of the overhead at Marvel as a studio or as a comic producer. And I think they want to license that stuff out. They tried it with Heroes Reborn where as an experiment, they gave it to like Extreme Studios and Wildstorm to let Jim and Rob kind of take the key characters and see what they would do with them. And I remember years ago, Marv Wolfman and Lynn Wein were hired by Disney. They even had offices on the lot, and they were interviewing with people like myself and stuff. And they were going to try to do a superhero line in the 90s. Disney was. And it didn't last very long. And then what Lynn told me, and Marv said the same thing, is that Disney just doesn't want the overhead of a publishing company. It's too expensive. They make more money just licensing the things out. And I think if they could license their characters out, I think they would.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen. It's inevitable. Marvel as a publisher will probably close, and Disney will offer out, IDW and Dark Horse, Marvel properties to do the comics. So Marvel's just proven incapable. It's
I
so
agree with
sad.
you.
Wow.
I agree.
It's that's what's coming in the next 2 to 3 years.
That's terrible. That's sad. Probably true. I don't know.
But you know what's happy is Graveyard Shift, $14,266. Congratulations, John Malin, on a pretty good first half of the night here. Actually, you'll be at 12 hours at 6 a.m. So I'm interested in seeing where you land after 12 hours.
Yeah, I mean, it's already been incredible. I mean, I was hopeful that I would pull 10 grand in a week. So,
yeah, right, dude. Yeah, right. The fans love you. They're not gonna.
I know, but hope for the best and prepare for the worst. So, we've already gone well past than what I was preparing for. So I'm delighted.
Pete Mack says, can we get Red Rooster over 151K? Yeah, possibly, because Red Rooster is now sitting at $150,783. So
wow.
We're moving.
Wow.
We're moving.
Congrats, Mitch.
Let's get some more people in here. Let's see if we can put that at 151. That'll make the Brightwisers very, very happy tonight. In the meantime, we've got Bigfoot Bill is sitting at, last I saw, $32,584. It'd be great to get that to 33. You guys are absolutely wonderful, and thank you for your continued support of these projects. Let's see. I got the impression. Let's see. If I buy a big enough pie, will you pop out of it? Says Lucifer Love Monkey. They get the pie and the stripper in there now. I'll be dealing with that for a few weeks. Chaos Risen, $1.99. Legion of Boom. Dapper Dragon Media, $2. Billy's tears are cure for cancer, but he has never cried. Good Purify to $5. Billy, could you please say Warriors come out and play? Yay.
I could
click the bottles.
I got 2 bottles.
There he is.
I'm left-handed. Hang on. I need 3 of them, right? That's you need 3. I got 3rd. It's a water bottle. Well, I might have a beer bottle in here somewhere. Let me see. Hang on. Yeah. Well, okay. Warriors, come out and play. Warriors, come out and play.
Oh, that's good.
Thank you. Going back to the films, if I may, real quick. I have to admit I haven't read much Wonder Woman comics. I never did. I love the character. I love the visuals. I love the idea of the characters. I have the showcases. But I got to tell you, that Wonder Woman film, the first hour of that Wonder Woman film was better than any Wonder Woman comic I've ever read.
Yes.
I loved the setup. I loved how heroic it was. I think Gal Gadot is a superstar. I love her naivete, because if any of you guys other saw it, the first time we saw her, we were introduced to her and saw photos of her. She's beautiful, but she's also kind of cute. She's got kind of a cute face. I would feel, not a stern, not like Robin Wright, who was a real warrior looking, chiseled, real strong, Amazon-like looking with her features and all. But it really worked for Gal Gadot because of how she changed from this naive young girl, you know, this innocent, until this, you know, warrior, like when she went in No Man's Land. And after that No Man's Land scene, I just thought it was fantastic, a fantastic turn. And I love that film. I really did. I mean, the first hour I loved. At the end got a little wonky and a little silly, I think.
Yeah.
That scene where she's drawing the fire with the shield to give those guys time to take that trench. Oh my gosh, man.
Yeah.
It is so impactful. It's amazing.
It is. It's goosebumps. It's like up there with Band of Brothers. I mean, it really was. It's so great to see a hero, you know, and that's what she was. And same thing with the first Captain America film, when he really turned it on, when he went out, you know, behind enemy lines to go rescue the soldiers and everything like that.
Yeah, that was great too.
It was great. It was exhilarating. And that's why the film was so gosh darn big, you know?
The chat is going absolutely ballistic for Billy Tucci. I've never seen anything like this. Billy, I love you. Let's see. People, Cecil and Billy equals priceless. People want to see that. Take my money already. Oh my God. I mean, everyone is, Billy's a southpaw. That made my day. And somebody wants us to talk dirty, which I'm not going to get into there.
Talk dirty.
Yeah, I know. It's weird. Somebody said that Billy sounded more like Edith from All in the Family just then, but
I will do better next time.
Archie.
The doctor says you had too much beer.
Oh, jeez. Archie. Well, whomever said that, you do it next time. You become the Fredo Corleone of this hallowed group. My God.
Everyone loves Billy. Everyone loves
the guy a break.
They're going absolutely nuts. Dr. $2. Jerry is Billy's fursona. Justin Panligui. Oh, God damn it. $5. LOL. Damn, I need to get my word in earlier because Mike goes to sleep like a geriatric. I know. Doctor, thanks for $5. But who will host the gender diversity panel at the ComicsGate convention?
Oh, that's good.
Nobody.
Yeah, no, we won't have one. It'll be a room with a trebuchet in it. Michael Dwayne, thanks for $5. A con is the last place I want to be, but I would definitely attend an inaugural ComicsGate con. Yeah, definitely. Gojirify, Miss Furry, Gibbons $2. New T-shirt. Go get Billy's belt. Spike in Madness, $10. Waiting on my Cyber Frog, Red Rooster, Lone Star, Bigfoot Bill. Excited about Rainbow Brute, and now I can't wait to read more She after Billy's great pitch. Thank you. Thank God for you, good fellas.
Oh, thank you, my friend. Thank you.
And that's it for the super chats. I want to. Oh wow, Mike's in the chat. Mike, why aren't you in here? If you're, he's got to do the Aloha Hour. He's got his own show. Guys, I want to thank you all in the chat for coming here. I want to thank you for all of your support of these great books. I want to thank you for the super chats and for humoring us. You guys are wonderful and fun. A lot of good things happening tonight. James Hudnall just he left. He announced he was going to leave. James Hudnall and Billy Tucci are joining us. They're going to be producing comics that you are going to enjoy. And I don't know. I mean, once again, congratulations to John Malin for Graveyard Shift's launch.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, if you're listening to this in a replay, and usually I wake up and this has been watched about 10,000 more times, the links will still be in the description. Support these comics, back these comics if you haven't yet. Go to Billy Tucci's YouTube channel, subscribe to Billy Tucci, subscribe to James Hudnall at Espers999, and thank you a million times for your support, guys. Really, really appreciate you, and we'll see you tomorrow.